Did it.
Oh yeah,
Hey!
no, that's always
Live.
been a
Hello.
problem. Brandon
right
is being
there.
on time.
Like sliding into the seat as we went
Yeah.
live. That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
right.
Sliding into the DMs.
Oh, I needed some water for the indie beer show. I needed to get some independent water.
There you go.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Some ultra local craft water.
Artisanal.
Yeah, extra fluoride.
Yes, David. You can go figure shit out.
So I just realized I don't need these today because I don't have a script.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look
There
it
is
up.
no script. You can just throw it away. So we just take this. I have some minor notes, but that's about it.
Oh,
How's everybody's day today? How's your day today? Whoever wants to answer.
I had a
Good.
great day.
I had a good day. I'm turning the brewery over from Mexican Independence Day to Dia de los Muertos. So it's going to be all
Alright.
cocoa up in here.
Coco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Babineau.
Hey,
Hi, Nick.
Nicholas Corona. All right. That's sweet as candy.
Abel, can you hear David?
Not when he's in the green room. I can't hear anybody.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So
He's
gonna-
asking.
if you go to the cam and then the
Mikey!
settings and go to audio, you can do a testing in there, David, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you can figure that out from there.
Okay, I guess I
Or-
read some stuff. That's cool.
Or you can just pump them in, and we can see if we can hear them before we hit the theme song. Or you could just talk.
Sup, dogs?
Oh my God! No, that is horrible, David.
Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Where am I?
You're a robot and you're auto-tuned.
I told you
and
that would happen if you smoked
Am I
too
really
much.
loud?
Can you
No,
please say,
you-
come on, arigato, Mr. Roboto, real quick?
Come on,
I just want to...
Roboto, Mr. Roboto.
I feel like if you
He
ever,
sounds
if you,
kinda like a
if you ever, if you ever
Mexican
watch
robot,
Doctor
doesn't
Who,
he?
you sound like those robots in Doctor Who.
For on the real though, Dave, you gotta have to ditch that mic, dude.
Dude, I don't get why the mic isn't working. I mean, it's like fine.
We-
Did you get a voice
We don't-
box? Is that what's happening? Voice box?
Smoking too much, man. Smoking
Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
now he's gonna
Just
have
yell real loud.
just hold up signs. Just hold up signs telling us what
Yes.
you
too much. Oh
want to say.
man, what
Hold
a
up
way to start the
signs.
show already.
Heyo.
I'm ready when you guys are.
You guys
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello and welcome to the Indie Beer Show. Apparently, it's bourbon night or rye night, to be more specific. I'm back.
I want to see how full it is later.
Yes.
Yeah, this is for our show all night. I'm gonna save some for
We're
you.
in for a long night.
Every
night.
time Esthela cries, I'll take a shot. Every
No!
time Brian says "fuck," I'll take a shot. Every time Brandon adjusts his hat so we can see what team he represents, I will take a shot.
Name
Fuck.
of the game.
Wow.
Name of the game tonight is "Don't make Esthela cry," please. That's all.
Estella
make
likes to
Estella
drink.
cry.
Estella hates to cry.
Yes.
I like your hair.
Thank you. I left it down finally for a show. It'll go right back up in a second. How are you guys?
Good.
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 Really good.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me come back for the unfortunate last episode of the Indie Beer Show. But
It's
We're
the
not gonna-
farewell. It's a farewell episode.
yeah,
It's
so
not
we're not-
unfortunate. It's not unfortunate. It's
not at
It's gonna
all.
be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
We're
Yeah.
going to kind of just focus on being thankful to everyone that's supported us, everyone that's been on the show before. It's going to be a lot of this, a lot of fucking cheers. A lot of
Yeah.
cheers to you guys, the
Cheers.
listeners.
Cheers.
But-
Abel's got the biggest cheers currently, but my
I don't know what I'm drinking.
pregame. So that's okay. Get something.
Yeah.
So what we have
We're
in
not-
store for you?
Are we drinking in order at all? No.
Yeah,
So
drink.
you could just drink, but the order I'm going to go in is hoppy, vaping, Dorcha, and we're going to end with Juice and Voorhees because of the mask and Halloween
Okay.
and the season and all of that. So thank you to everyone that's already here. It's awesome for you guys to be here. We just have a parade
Yeah.
of some of our, well, let's call them friends and family of the Indie Beer
Yeah,
Show that we're going to
absolutely.
spend 5-10 minutes with, and just really, again, clink glasses, drink beer, and celebrate everything. Yes, Abel, celebrate everything that we got to do during the 3 years
Oh
of the Indie
boy.
Beer Show. And
Woo,
wow,
woo.
that was not a wussy pour there, Abel. Well done. Uh, what we really
Tastes like
want to make
mom.
sure Excellent. What we really want to make sure is that everyone understands that we are so grateful for the time that we got to share with you guys, our listeners, and everyone that has supported us for so long.
Yep.
It feels a lot longer on our side, but a little more than 3 years doing the Indie Beer Show. A little more than
I couldn't
120
believe it.
episodes. Yeah.
It felt like it flew by to me. I didn't know it had been 3 years. I thought it had been
It
maybe
doesn't
2.
feel like 3 years, guys. I mean, for me anyway, it doesn't.
I mean, we all look younger
in
than
all
we
honesty,
started.
it's only been about a year for me. I just haven't been on the show. The
Yes.
first year I was on the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh,
The first year he
Behind
was
the
on the
scenes.
show, he was in the background.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you guys seeing who's here right now? These comments are killing me right
They-
now.
Okay, I guess we're
Uh,
not
doing
these
it.
we got
glasses in. All right.
Ryan Gould here. Ooh, Gould.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us, Brian. It's awesome. Robert
All
from
right, so
13 Point.
13 point.
yeah. Hey, Robert, how are you? Oh, somebody's
Uh,
at a concert. Carrie's at a concert and watching the show. What the heck?
Wow,
Hey,
good
thanks,
job, Gary.
girl. Thanks, girl.
Hey, and fellow newsman Cesar Torres is here. All right.
Fellow newsman. It's not breaking news unless Caesar tells you it's breaking news. Hello to the Babinos. Of course, they were the first ones here.
Yeah.
Mr. Corona from Five Suits.
It's the Greg we're
Daniel
not thinking
Womack.
of. Daniel Womack. Wow.
Oh, Segura's here. Hi, Paul. Daniel's
Uh,
here. Greg is here. Oh,
Greg from Stone, not that one, but the
Yeah.
the real Greg from Stone is
the
here.
real Greg from Stone. I wanted
so-
to back this.
Officially, our first beer of the night is I Know You Like 'Em Extra Hoppy, and it's from this brewery that you've never heard me talk about, Pariah Brewing Co. here in San Diego. They are in the middle of an expansion and relocation of their headquarters to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So their new facility is currently being built, still brewing here, and they will always continue to brew here. All the beer that's brewed here will be for draft and distribution, and the rest of their beer, their packaged beer, will be made in Baltimore and shipped back. It's kind of hard to ship kegs. That's kind of a pain in the ass. But shipping cans is a little more affordable. So their canning line's going with them to Baltimore, and they'll can and package out there and ship back to San Diego. So
Nice.
as a San Diegan, we're going to get everything that we're used to from out of Pariah Brewing. Still have the same location. All the same beers are being made here locally, so all the draft beers will be fresh. And the packaged beer will be shipped the day it's canned from Baltimore, so still will be really good.
Yeah, one thing we'll be missing from Pariah in North Park, and that's the glowing purple bat that Abel stole.
Yes, it's right. It's made an appearance on the show.
I love how it looks like it's sitting on your shoulder. Genius, my friend. Genius.
I don't know if you see in the comments, but my dad is here and he has a question. My dad, David Hernandez, actually.
Oh,
Now,
Wow.
wow.
he wants to
We
know,
do have a
where are
question.
you guys going to do now individually? I guess we could take that before we take our first guest, before we get into
Absolutely.
all the other stuff. But Esthela should go first.
All right, Esthela, what are you doing
Ladies first.
after the Indie Beer Show?
I'm here already, guys. This is my brew house right here. As you can see, I will be at Mujeres pretty much 24/7, which is one of the reasons why I don't have time anymore. And Mr. Hernandez broke the news that we are opening up a second location in Los Angeles, in the city of Bell. So
Ding, 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 ding.
yeah, with COVID restrictions being what they are in LA right now, we did have to push it back a little bit. But I'll be here. Come visit me. So Yeah, I'll be here for the rest of my life.
but in a good way.
Yeah, no, in a great way. In a great way. In a great way.
Uh,
Um,
Mister, which one of you? Let's
I'll
go
do
with
it. I'll do it.
Go ahead, Mr. Hernandez. Answer your
Don't wanna be
father's
like
question.
her. I will be. Okay, I'm here already. That was a really good way to say it. I'm here already. I will be here writing San Diego beer news stuff around all the land of the
Ooh.
Buccaneers. And
See, you got to
drinking
take a
beer.
shot.
But
God damn it.
also, the one thing I'll be doing is it's funny that my dad should ask because I'll be spending more time with family, especially the immediates like my granddaughter Olivia, who's now over 6 months.
Ooh,
But
6 months.
Super cute.
finding a lot
Super
more
cute.
family time and
Yeah.
spending more time with my wife Heather, which is really really fun, and I don't get to do enough of it. So I'm really looking forward to that, and also hopefully spending time with the three of you in different capacities where we're just like having fun and doing stuff and meeting up places and doing stuff for the joy of doing it. Because obviously, if we're not going to stop talking to each other and stuff, we're real friends. Which is great.
Or
Yeah.
or
We're
talking about
actually
beer.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, somebody asked me that. They're like, "So are you guys still gonna talk?" I'm like, "Yes."
No,
All
done.
the time.
I mean, we had to bring Brian back on our group chat because he's back on the end, but that was pretty much it.
It was. I know it was a hard transition to add me back to the
Yeah,
group
it's like,
chat,
man,
but I
get
did.
another
I did.
number on this.
I did feel special to be included. So, Abel, you all have taken on some more responsibility at work. Why don't you tell the fans about it?
Well, I think we should give it on our first guest first, since we are on a little time limit thing.
Great.
Guest.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I
Leave
don't
him
know.
one
His audio was messed up earlier. He's trying to fix it.
Suspect at
Again,
best.
Again,
Come on.
I tell you all the time, he is the second best producer on this show, and it shows why. Mr. David Martin.
You're
Sound
number
all right
two.
right now?
Number
Oh,
two.
Yay!
I sound okay? It's okay?
Yes.
I just want to let you know, I'm talking into this microphone, and actually, it's not even plugged in right now because it wasn't working. I'm doing it for effect only, just because it makes me look way cooler than I actually am. And also, Abel, I just want to let you know, you had a good big pour. That was my first pour. So, cheers, you guys. I love you guys so much. You are like the best. Your family, every one of you are like the best people in the world that I know. So cheers.
Cheers to you, Dave. First off, official. Cheers to you, David. Thank you for your time on the
Cheers,
show.
friends.
We really appreciated working with you. As I've relayed in the past, after me and Esthela decided to start the Indie Beer Show, you were the first person we reached out to. We're like, would you produce this shit? You didn't. I mean, it was maybe 30 seconds before you said yes.
It might have been less than that, actually. I was like,
It was pretty quick.
I was like, no, just stop now. I'm like, I'm in.
And I can't express enough gratitude for helping us get off the ground and literally showing us how to publish and distribute a podcast. I had no fucking idea at all how to do that part. I had never done that part before. So I appreciate the knowledge that you brought to the show, the experience, and really, we had a blast the entire time you were with us.
So I'm going to give exactly. I had like the best time ever with you guys too. And I'm going to give props to Abel because he brought it to a new level. I'm like StreamYard and all this. I'm like, shit, that's over my head. And he also was smart enough to turn the intro music into just 3 beats. Bam, bam, bam. Instead of having the whole thing. And I'm like, well, I like the whole thing. I'm like, no one actually needs that long of an intro song. Like my podcast, we talk before the intro music even comes on, my other one. But yeah, so props to you, Abel, for taking what I started and making it like 10 times better. And props to the 3 of you, Brandon, Esthela, and Brian, for being literally the coolest fucking people on the planet. I'm like, I'm not drinking the same beers as you guys are tonight, but I am drinking the award-winning.
Oh, Bonker!
Oh, Bonker! Hey.
And it is fucking good, man. It is so good.
Hey, did you see the name of their upcoming Wet Hot beer?
I didn't. What is it?
It's a Wet Dreamer.
Nice.
Is it really? Is that really what it's
Wet
called?
Dreamer? You know, DREAMEUR. Yeah.
That-
No,
Well
no
done.
joke. I didn't. This is not a grandpa joke. That's the name of the beer. It's called Wet Dreamer Wet Hop IPA. I believe it's on the What's Tapping on San Diego Beer News. He sent that. That's happening.
Nice. Okay.
And Brandon, just to let you know, we've been talking about San Diego Beer News. We over at San Diego. For those that don't know, like I'm San Diego Magazine and whatnot, but we're linked to San Diego Beer News all the time because you literally have the best beer coverage.
Oh, yay.
So it's like
Awesome.
you go to that website, we link to you nonstop because you are seriously the GOAT of San Diego when it comes to.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. That's really awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, great.
So speaking of what you were saying about your job, David, like, so what have you been doing since you left the show? What's been in your forecast?
Well, so I finally got my voice back slightly. I spent the whole weekend in Birmingham, Alabama at a Screamy Yell Yell festival.
Snowboarding.
So
Okay,
that's personally what I've been doing. I've literally just been going to see metal and hardcore bands. But professionally, I changed from being just the digital media director at San Diego Magazine. I'm now the director of integrated media. So basically, everything but print, I kind of like head up now, and it's great. There's like some really big things happening in the works. Like we're about to like really kind of do a bunch of things we've never done before, which I'm really excited about. And then, as you all know, like when I left the show, it's because I had so much band shit going on. I now have 3 bands.
Oh, that worked out.
Yeah.
So cut them down, huh? Cut them in half.
It was a terrible decision on my part, but you still got better. You got better with the best producer in San Diego. But so I've got
Thank you.
one band that's like, we're getting ready to record our first record. My old band, we're getting ready to record our 3rd record. And my 3rd band, which is actually my first band, we're getting back together after 12 years practicing. So lots of music stuff, lots of really fun stuff. And obviously a lot of drinking great beer because I live in North Park and everything in North Park is amazing. And it's so good. I'm so excited about Ruler joining and coming to the neighborhood and everything else that's coming to the neighborhood. It's like great. So I'm definitely not abandoning craft beer by any means. I went to the GABF live streaming over at North Park Beer Co. with our buddy Doug. And it was like, we were crying because it was such a fucking rad day. And so still staying true to like all my love of like the San Diego craft beer, that's for sure.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Very
I
cool.
like that we can bump into you too. Like it legit happens because you really are out there just like enjoying that whole thing that we're lucky to have so much of in our backyard. Like
y'all see that cat jump behind Brian?
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Look at.
Well, now it's a show, baby.
That's Grayson, and he's psycho sometimes, and there he goes. So,
Love it.
okay,
Tweaker, so you got to watch out. He's going to flash you.
His cat
David, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Obviously, we have a parade of guests. We love you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers to David Martin, our original producer.
Thank you for having
Love
me.
you.
I love you all.
Love you.
Have a great night, David.
Bye, David.
Drink more beer.
Okay.
Did you hear
I'm
that?
drinking.
He said I'm the #1 producer. Did you hear that?
I was gonna say, are you gonna isolate that soundbite?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on my Facebook like profile, so you'll see it and hear it every time you go to my page.
So what are you drinking, Esthela? It's in a Mujeres logo glass.
This is the first beer by our new head brewer, Samantha Olson.
Yeah.
It's our Julian Oro. It is our wet hot pilsner, and it is fucking delicious. It is so good. You guys got to come.
Nice.
Yeah, we need to try that coupled with your birthday in like 10 days. So
Does she have a birthday
I can't
coming
wait
up?
for that.
I hadn't heard.
Yes, yes.
What did you call it?
Tomorrow.
What did you call it? Like your triple quinceañera?
It's my triple quinceañera.
Yeah. So if
you can do math, you can figure that out. It's technically triple quince plus 1 because I was supposed to have it last year, but damn you, COVID. So it's happening this time. I'm wearing a dress. There's a band, the whole thing, guys. You got to come. Yeah, I know.
Is that Pilsner on tap now? Rudy wants to know. Rudy, the artist, I should say.
Oh yeah, there's flyers and everything, guys. See, like it.
So that's for Esthela's birthday. But yes,
but
Julie,
you're Pilsner right now. He's your Pilsner.
Oh yes, on tap now. On tap now, yes.
Cool.
And we got a couple new beers coming out, which Brandon will let you guys know because,
That's what he does.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Keeping me viable. I really appreciate it because I don't have a podcast anymore, so I really gotta sell this thing.
Yep, you're on your own now. You're gonna have to sell your own advertisement, not
Damn
generate
it.
it for yourself. I know it's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right.
We are all old as fuck. That is for sure, Rudy. Appreciate that
I'm
comment.
middle aged.
Thanks, Rudy. Thanks, Rudy.
So, as we're waiting for our next guest to show up, I thought I would share a little tidbit of something that for whatever reason, sticks out to me. When we reach out to breweries to ask them to be on the show, they always say yes.
Yeah.
They may not work out with our original date that we propose, but it was insanely awesome on the other side of the computer, especially early in my podcast career, let's say, when I would reach out to a brewery that I had never talked to and say, hey, dude, we love you. We love your stuff. Would you be interested in coming on the show? Every single person I ever invited said yes.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to thank the San Diego beer industry, really, in general. I mean, obviously, without them and the subject of our show, there wouldn't have been a show. But it also came down to just their innate yesness. Same with all of you. It's one of the things that I think is special about the craft beer industry and community is that everyone's a gamer, if you want to say that, or a goer, however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
If it's possible, people will get on board with what you're doing if you're supporting their efforts and their awesome products. So thank you, San Diego Beer. Again, another part of this that was necessary to be there before we could even exist. So
Yeah, we
really
couldn't do
appreciate
this without all them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Darn right.
Is we ready, producer Bob?
Yeah, I mean, we can be. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I know it's really far away. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, hold on, because I got to do all this audio stuff and move it around now. Hold on. Take off
Well, in the meantime,
headset.
hey, Brian, what are you going to be doing now?
Yeah,
that-
Brian, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to be doing the same thing I'm doing. Obviously, I left the show a little while ago, but I'm working my tail off. Yay!
You had
actually,
a tail?
I know, and it's smaller now, and it will be smaller. Really, I've taken the opportunity. As most people know, construction is busier than it's ever been. I've taken the opportunity to take on a little side work, pay down some debt, and get me and my wife in a more economically viable situation to buy a home, which hopefully will happen maybe early next year. So we'll see.
You to sit here too.
Yes, Danielle, welcome to the show.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
It's the ass-kicking workout mermaid.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking the Stones anniversary, the 25th anniversary triple
nice.
IPA. I felt like this is
So-
a special night, so it should pull out a special beer. So cheers to you guys.
Thank you.
I had to
Thank you.
come on and just give my admirations to all of you for what you have done. It is almost my bedtime, so apologize the already ready for bed look over here. But
don't be
seriously, cheers to you
Yeah.
guys. You guys have done such an amazing thing for the craft beer community. You know, I remember seeing, Brian and Brandon from afar at different events before I was part of craft beer and always being like, ooh, like, who is that? And now that I get to call you guys my friends is something super special, and Esthela, you are just like kicking so much ass, like in every single way possible. Like every single time I see you come up anywhere, I'm just like, that is my friend, and my friends are doing badass things. And
Thank you.
cheers to my super awesome roommate too, because he is one of the best producers around. So
He's
you guys
invisible
do
too.
amazing job.
Danielle, do you remember how we met?
I sure do. We met at the North Park Beer Company because we were
Yeah.
doing the prohibition for Beth's article, and that was
For
the
Beth's
first time I
article.
met you. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know who this is, Stella Gal,
Yeah.
is, but she is rad.
Thank you. Like, I'll never forget that because I was like, I'm going to meet Danielle today. Oh my God.
So I have a question for each of you.
Yeah.
For each of you, what is your favorite indie beer show memory?
Ooh.
That is a tough one, but make Brandon go first. You go first, Brandon.
Gosh, I mean, I got really lucky. So there's a lot of great memories, but I think one, if I could just make it an episode. Of course, when we debuted San Diego Beer News, we had the San Diego Beer News episode, and we
That was a
had
good one.
all those people on. I never felt. I mean, when you're starting something like that alone during a pandemic, you're alone at your house all by yourself, and to have people like tune in, and not only that, but have so many nice people like yourself. And Lexi and Amy from Pink Boots came on. Tyson was sweating in his garage and drinking. That was really fun. But just the people who showed up and just the outpouring of support made it feel way more like something that I could do. And just knowing people were behind me was a really big deal. Plus, it was one of our longer shows, and it was really,
Yeah.
really fun because all those great personalities. So that's probably my favorite if you take it to like an episode.
How about you,
So thanks for being part of
Estela?
that.
I don't think it's an episode. I think it's just the fact that all of us got to go to GABF and we all hung out. That was like awesome for me, and it was just because I was hanging out with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we do this show, and we've been doing this show for what seems like 20,000 years, but honestly, just to be able to hang out with you guys somewhere else and just be us and just drink and hang out, like that's the thing for me. Like, you guys are honestly my family, my friends. Like, I love you guys so much. So yeah, that's it for me. Yeah.
All right, Brian, what is your favorite indie beer show memory?
So GABF, I'm for sure probably should be it, but I just want to mention something else because it was really fucking cool for me. We got a chance to interview Garrett Oliver from Brooklyn Brewing, and I never thought at the time we were still recording in person. I know this was way long ago before there was a pandemic, and I never thought
20 years ago.
I never thought we would have an opportunity to record with someone from the other side of the country. He was out to promote the launch of their distribution here in Southern California, and we got really lucky to have him and Steve from Brooklyn Brewing on.
Yeah.
And this man has the smoothest pipes in the biz and can spin a tale.
Yeah.
Like he should be professionally speaking all the time. He really has a knack for it. Even though his art is brewing, he really has a knack for public speaking. And it was a pleasure to have someone with his history on the show. And again, just that shock of being able to for it to even happen was just something I'll remember and cherish forever. Thank you for asking. That was a great question.
Hey, Abel didn't
Abel,
answer.
do you want to come over here and tell us your favorite indie beer show memory?
All of them.
Right now.
That's right.
Well,
That time
you
I had a
guys,
bourbon.
my bed is a calling me, but I just wanted to say cheers to you. Thank
Cheers
you so
to
much
you,
for
Daniel.
always welcoming me and
Thank
Beer for
you.
Breakfast into
Thank
your
you.
family and into your life. And I look forward to seeing all of you in tasting rooms. And cheers to you guys. Thank you so much.
Good
Cheers,
night, Daniel.
Danielle. Thank
Danielle.
you.
I'll listen to you in the morning. So if somehow you figured out what beers we were drinking and you're drinking along, I am now drinking competitive vaping from Pariah. Double Dank Drink is basically what this is. So he just took Dank Drink and turned it into an Imperial IPA, and thank you for that shit right there. Enjoyable beer, tiny bit hot. You can kind of feel the alcohol on this one, but really enjoyable. Yep. See, it's not smuggling, but it's really enjoyable, and of course, heavy hitting for an IPA a little bit.
Yeah.
Almost 9%.
Sorry, I threw an audible and got a different beer.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Oh!
You're audible twins.
Well,
how dare you drink Victory at Sea?
I see Matt says our Facebook comment interface is broken AF.
Because it's going too fast to answer. Like, there's so many questions.
Maybe.
and
I'm very
love
sorry,
and-
Matt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when the Pope comes on, they kind of block most of the internet feasibility and communicativeness.
The
Yes.
good news is that Mr. Bobineau will be the next guest on the show, and he can ask us his questions live
Oh,
if he
yeah.
wants to. It's just a coincidence that he happens to be next. But so,
I
anyways,
blame BB.
yes, right. Everybody blames BB. Why wouldn't you? He's not
Oh,
here
now
to
that-
defend himself.
Now there's
Yeah,
a memory.
I'm late.
Woo!
I'm late, but here it is. I'm late to the game. But
Oh,
here
that's
it is.
freaking awesome.
I'm like, sorry.
Damn it! I can't pull out that game. Damn it! I don't have. I drank mine. Anyways, speaking
Hey,
of BB. Oh yeah, that one's good too. But speaking of BB, one of only 2 shows in my entire 375 episode career path of podcasting that I had to delete. So he has a
If you were
special
there-
place.
Whoa. So
Yeah,
yes,
you know why?
If you saw the show live,
Yeah, but he has a
somebody
special
wanted to have
place
sex with me.
in indie beer show history.
What,
By
hey, what was
being
the
one
other
of
one,
2.
Brian?
Ask
It wa-
David. Ask David.
It was
Ask David.
David's very public partner in the podcast land, and someone who's also on the Food Network channel often. We
Got you.
we re-recorded his episode
Yes.
out of politeness.
yes.
Great.
we'll just leave it at that. But
I got you.
it was definitely an adventure the whole time.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Well, let me change the subject really quick before we go to the next person.
Please do.
Because I'm drinking out of a special glass. This is the first time I haven't drank out of a taster
Oh.
glass in a million years on this show. But this was my grandfather's glass, a Michelob special glass that I only
Oh.
bring out for special occasions.
Nice.
And tonight is a special occasion, so yes, I'm breaking out the special stuff because I'm gonna miss y'all. But this, I've been just so looking forward to this episode tonight and all these great people being involved. So thanks to everyone who's watching and participating, and all the people who are coming on in the green room. It's really special
Yeah.
for us. And
Yeah.
I mean, I brought out like my most special clothes, obviously.
Ooh.
It's like championship caliber. Even somebody.
I think you have to take a
what's below
shot.
the
I think
waist,
you have
though?
to take a shot. 'cause,
What's below the waist? What do you what do you have?
Yeah.
Like Tampa Bay pants on or New
No,
Orleans?
I got
Saints pants on?
shorts on, but I could change that if you want.
No.
But anyway,
Oh.
It's all right. I'm taking a shot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
and after you take the shot,
Paul,
what are you
you're
going
not
to do
wrong.
with your life after the show?
Yeah.
We didn't get to that.
No,
What?
we didn't get
We
to
didn't
what
get
you're
to
going to
you.
do with your
Yeah.
extra
Me?
time after the show. Yes, you.
All right. So not so breaking news. The people at Society Brewing decided to look further into doing events, and they looked at me and said, "Hey, we think that you could do our events." So
Well, they certainly can.
soon. I'm not sure when, because we're still kind of working things out. Probably towards the end of the year, I will start becoming the events coordinator at Society Brewing.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's
Yeah.
like I'll be handling
Hell yeah.
festivals and all the kind of stuff, and it probably in-house events and outside event stuff. So if you want an event that Society is at, then talk to somebody else, but I will be there.
Nice.
But if you
Nice.
want someone to interface with the public, it'd be awesome, and someone you'll remember forever and be just as good as the beer, if not better, Abel's your man.
I will
Yeah.
always be the guy behind the booth talking about the beer. So whatever beer you want to talk about, that's Society or any beers. I can talk about any of them. I probably about as old as Brian and had about as many beers as he's had in our lifetime. So
That's I take
a
that
bold
bet because there's no fucking way. Anyways, that's okay.
And the best part is, if you're at the Society booth and you want to know anything about fall or taproom beer, he's got that too.
Yes, indeed. I got that
info
shit
on
out
all
loud.
the beers, and if I don't, I can phone a friend. So if you want to know about Pariah,
Ask
you know,
him
who
how
I
many.
call.
Yeah. Ask him how many 2 a.m. bike rides he's had. That's probably a good question.
All of them.
Jesus.
I assume all of the. So speaking of rare glassware, I'm
Ooh.
Ooh.
the one of one. So before the Mug Club mugs that Abel's drinking out of, not that one, but that's a big one. That's what she said. But I made this was the first that one right there is what we ended up using. But this is one of the prototypes we ran just to see how logos looked on the mugs and stuff. This one didn't really work out because you had to like roll it so far to get the graphics in right. So, but
Not insta ready.
Super rare, not insta ready at all, but super rare, one of one Indie Beer Show mug. That's what I'm drinking out of tonight. Abel's making progress.
I'm glad he's home. I'm glad he's home and doesn't have to drive anywhere.
I don't have to be at work till Saturday, and again, I'm the events coordinator, motherfucker.
That is.
I think that alcohol is kicking in already.
Yeah, I do too, motherfucker.
Oh, I gotta take a shot.
That is the best point. The best thing about us streaming from home is that it did allow us to drink a lot more of the beer that we are talking about with you guys.
And you can call this my home now. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's bring in our next super guest, ladies and gentlemen. Super fan of the Indie Beer Show, Matt Babineau. Pop him up.
Oh,
hey. Hello, sir. How are you?
Wait. I'm in the Indie Beer Show.
You're
in the Indie Beer Show.
Yeah.
About time.
About time. Look at that.
Whew. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers,
sir. Indeed.
Cheers, Maddie.
Cheers to you and Candace.
Yeah, where's my boo at? Where's Candace?
Over there. Yes.
She started with Bullet Rye also.
Yeah. She's on the couch with Bullet Rye.
That's good news. So I invited you on the show, Matt, because you were the first person when we switched to streaming that was all about getting the beers, drinking with us, and then you would post like the coolest pictures. You guys would stream us on your freaking TV in your living room, at least early on.
Yeah.
How did you pull all that off?
So we've got an Apple TV, but I know most of the streaming devices handle it. You get the YouTube app, you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Originally, though, just before, I don't know if it was always on YouTube, but we had an iPad with Facebook on it, and you could broadcast Facebook up into the TV. So it was a bit of a challenge, but to be honest, really the bigger problem was we were in a brutal pandemic, and there was a lot of information that nobody knew about, and the world was a crazy place. And I think that the Indie Beer Show for me was an anchor, only because it was my Thursday night. Because what the fuck were you going to do anyway?
That was kind of our attitude as well while we were setting it up. I was like, once we figured out how to make, and obviously the first couple episodes were a little rusty, but once we figured out how to make StreamYard work for us in a way that was beneficial to us. So a lot of the other streaming services are not beneficial to content creators, using that buzzword. Now it really matters because it's the last show that we own our content. But whatever, that's not the point. At the time, there was very few that allowed us to actually own our shows, and so it was a godsend for us. I mean, it'd been 3.5, 4 months of a gap while we figured it all out and tested it and made sure it worked well enough. And obviously, as time went on, we got better at it, and we learned what to tell our guests.
I did.
Yes. Well, that's true. But we got better at preparing our guests to make sure they were in headphones and stuff like that. That helped our audio quality. And I think, after doing that for 1.5 years, I think we got to about as comfortable as we could have ever got with that service. And it was really awesome to us to be able to connect with our fans. As you know, a big component of this show was actual in live events, like in-person events, not in live. What the fuck, Brian?
Live in-person events with
Brian
Bigo.
So I got to discuss.
I'm the one that's drinking.
Right? I got to discuss. I got an argument the other day of whether this is live. I'm all, yes, it's live, but it's not in person, so it's not live. You understand. But so a big aspect of our show was we had a lot of events that our fans would come to, and so that was the biggest aspect that we were missing when we couldn't record at all. And luckily, this was a way for us to connect with our fans. And you were literally the first super fan that latched onto it, dove in headfirst. Like again, you had
It
us
was
on your
awesome.
TV. You were
Yeah.
chasing the beers every week. You
Yep.
were constantly the first person to comment. So
As you were
Thank-
tonight. As you were
I
tonight.
got beat by a couple times by Maggie Brennan, and she's not here, so
She is here.
Oh, she's
she
here.
is. Damn it!
Oh, we shouldn't have
God
told
damn
him.
it.
He took all this
But-
smack.
but you did beat her. You did beat her. So there you go.
Figuratively,
Kind of like how Aaron
figuratively.
Rodgers gets beat all the time, but this isn't the indie football show. So
No. So the whole point.
It was always good to hear that when the
That's
Brewers or the
awesome.
guests came on the show and they'd be like, "Hey, like, yeah, some guy came in today and bought some of our beers," and we're like, "Oh, is he look like this? Was it Matt?" They're like, "Yeah, that's the guy."
does he look like this?
The guy, because you went to one season, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that made his day.
That was
He couldn't.
that
he
was
like,
difficult.
Dude, somebody came in. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. I bet his name was Matt, right?
Yeah.
It was Matt. Like, yeah, sure it was.
Part of
The
the
guy's
problem is,
awesome.
like seeking it out, right? Like one season, that
Good
was
luck.
difficult. Like they were repaving the parking lot.
Oh.
I think there was like it was weird because it's right near this little bar in Mission Gorge, and it's like no windows. Like it's Dive Central
JT's
down
fucking
there.
cave.
That's Jake.
Yeah, man.
We
It's
all know
like there was
JT's.
people walking
Shady.
in and out of there.
Shady.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
I've had a
But yeah,
JT evening.
I found one season and it was great because they had coffee, they had beer. I grabbed both. Coffee was great. It's got a nice Columbia coffee bean. It was a great roast. Enjoyed it very much.
Nice.
Well,
That's
Let me
awesome,
just
man.
say one thing before we run out of time, because I know that's how this is going to go all night long. So we're
All
running out of
night.
time. I'm
Running
gonna
out of
say something.
time.
But I just want to say to Matt is like, you are such a great. First off, you're just a great person in general. Like, you
Yeah.
hit me up about things about San Diego Beer News and other things when things aren't working with my site or my social media or whatever, and you really help me out. That goes beyond being a fan or anything like that. Like, I just see you as a great person and just a friend through all of this. And we never hardly get together or anything like that. I still haven't had you smoke meat and barbecue. However, I still think that maybe an indie beer show reunion would not be complete somehow without some form of protein that you have used your craftsmanship on.
Absolutely.
But I just got to tell you,
yeah.
people like you, when Brian left, you were, whenever I thought about the fans and what we were trying to provide them, you and Candace are who I thought about individually. Like, as a representative of our audience and people, like, what can we give them? I want to do a good job. I want to do the best that I possibly can. And so thank you so much for you just, giving us something back and making it feel like there's somebody we're trying to do the best that we possibly can for, because you guys meant the world to us. It mean the world to us as people, and just make something like this so much more worthwhile by just like first. I mean, that's pretty cool. Every time we put this thing up first, hell yeah. Was it Matt or was it Maggie? Of course it was Matt, because he usually wins.
Yes, indeed.
But
Thank you,
Matt
Brandon.
and Maggie are both great, but
you know what?
Hats off to you.
Thank you for that. I mean, it's a hobby, it's a passion. Who else? I mean, aside from people you know already, but like, who else is talking about indie beer that you want to hang out with? It's like, it was just such a cool thing, and it's an honor to have even participated, been a part of that, give that feedback, like it's all about growth and just making it better. And I'm just happy that we could all have this in our lives for a bit. It was great.
And that brings me to exactly why you're on the show. The only reason why you're here right now is for us to say thank you, Matt.
Yes.
Cheers, buddy.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers to you. Thank you so much for your support of our show.
We love you guys.
You'll hear later, but one of the top 3 money supporters of all time, Indie Beer Show, the Babinos. They are awesome.
It's all
And,
Bitcoin valued, but whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, can I get that Bitcoin back?
In a few years. In a few years, I'll return the loan. I appreciate it. Cheers to you, Matt. Love you.
Sir.
Thank you for being on, man. Thank you for being our friend.
We're still
Bye.
friends. We're still friends.
Friends forever. So when we get to the end of the show, every single person that has ever supported this show financially is going to get a personal thank you from me. Period. And
Just
whether
from
you
Brian, not from us, though. Sorry.
no, fuck you all. It's me. I'm thanking people. Literally, whether you supported us for $1 and told Brandon to leave, or you like the Babinos were over $800 of support in their lifetime. We've had amazing fans that made this show possible, and you're all going to get a thank you at the end of the show. Our next guest, you'll recognize heavily once he gets here.
Where did Brandon
we got some time to kill. So and Brandon left. I think he had to go pee, so he's good right now.
Sometimes that happens. So let's talk about the other exciting thing in our city, the Padres. They are doing so. Oh, shitty! Damn it!
Is
Is
this not the time that I should bring up?
Yes!
I'm just saying, is this not the time that I bring up the Astros has won the West Conference? No?
Yes, you locked it in. Well done, asshole.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, it hurts. This whole season has been very up at the beginning, and in traditional San Diego Padres history, a massive heartbreak for our city. So thank you, Padres.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
What are your thoughts on Tingler? Do you think they're going to keep him or get rid of him?
I think he got to go.
I mean, he came in through a COVID half season, and he had one full season, but he made a lot of bad decisions.
I think if it's just to save face with the public, they have to let him go.
Right.
Or
musical chair lineups, please.
Or AJ. And they're not going to let AJ go. So they're definitely not going to let our general manager go. They're all in. They're $220 million this year in. And so I don't see that happening.
Send Tingler to the Astros.
Right? Please send Tingler to the Astros. Can we trade for Dusty Baker with a coach to be named later?
Yes,
Yeah. I will say this. I did go to the most games.
Me too.
This year back in Qualcomm days. I went to the most games this year, and it was so much fun. And I know Abel became a season ticket holder this year. I'm probably going to become a season ticket holder next year. And I'll just say it right here: Dodgers still suck, and I still hate you. So there.
Yes, I can sign on to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, the Giants are still better. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, way to go on that wild card there.
I mean, please let them go 103 and get the wild card and lose. I mean, come on, please.
I mean,
anyway,
Mike. I said that because Mikey's here, of course. That's how I legitimately feel.
There's a lot.
No,
yes, exactly. That's what we got to do with our energy now is root on a winning team.
Hey, the Gulls fucking rock.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
going to a Gulls game. They're great. Did you catch that word, by the way, Abel?
Drank.
I didn't. But I got kind of fun.
Got to wash it down with a stout.
I mean, but hey,
I love it. Yeah, Esthela lived at Mujeres Brew House and Petco Park.
Yeah, I went
and Ale Tales.
Yeah. Oh, and Ale Tales.
I
still will preach about Ale Tales to anyone and
Ale Tales
everyone.
Rocks, man. I
love
finally
that
got
place.
to spend some time there with you. Last
50 taps. I mean, come on.
Awesome.
And a great bottle list too. You can
absolutely
take home some good stuff at a decent price.
Their cans and bottles are great. And it's a great place to go before or after a game, which we did, Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, Brandon and I spent some time in the Ballast Point Suite. And had
we all saw. It
was a great time. Appreciate.
It was so fun. She had to go.
Well,
I did that. I didn't want to hear that shit.
Yes, Abel.
I could easily use it all night.
The number one producer in San Diego, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought Constellation Brands had intercepted the feed.
Right.
We'll have none of that.
I guess that's
Oh
what
my
cheaters
God.
do. You know, that's what cheaters
Yes.
do.
Yeah,
They wanna-
Yes, yes, indeed. Oh,
it's
that's
gonna be
awesome.
gonna be a fun night.
Yes, lovely.
Dude.
When the mute button is not enough, we use the off button.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Ben. Oh, Ben was with Pat at Apex. Rad. That place is awesome.
I haven't got to go.
TDX, Ben. Nice to see
yes,
you. Or
I
hear,
know.
or see your
Oh,
your
whoa.
message.
Yes, hi Ben, love you, man.
Aw.
It's been forever since I've seen him too. The
Aw.
goal side, Greg Prince, and I'm now legally obligated to buy a jersey. I think you are, Greg. One letter off. I think you are all in, and not just the fake $20 jersey. You got to go all in and buy the real
All
one.
in. You got to
Yeah.
buy what's called the sweater,
I mean,
The
he
Yes.
designed that. It
the
was
legitimate one. You know, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty moral obligation at this point. You can use all that money that you're not sending us to buy it. There you go.
Hey.
Another huge supporter of our show financially that will always be thankful to. So
Okay, I want to ask Greg a question, actually, real quick.
go ahead.
Did it bother you that we would say not that Greg, the other one? Did that bother you that we would say that?
No,
now we just got to sit here and wait.
Yeah, now we're waiting for him to
Well,
answer.
I believe that we talked about it a long time ago, and
We did?
no, like me and Greg
Oh, okay. I'm like, we
in
did?
like message, and I don't remember him ever having an issue. Yeah, see, so exactly. He asked me to say it. Like I knew it was okay with him at least, but
Okay.
it was his suggestion. So
See, I didn't know that, Greg, but okay.
it
all right.
was one of our favorite things to say
Yeah.
when early on, especially when the first 20 or 30 times it was really fun. So
Before we go to this next guy, I want to give you something because I want you to think about it. I want you to each think of something that we don't know about each other or the people who watch us don't know that we can tell them, like fun fact. Blank.
Huh.
some fun fact I've never shared on a podcast. Ooh, good.
I
I'll
think
about that.
Mikey
Well,
just put
related
mine
to the
out there.
podcast.
Oh. okay,
Estella's a hockey nerd.
Yeah.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, I think Mikey just put mine out there. So I'll say
Yeah, that's a
I
pretty
know
good one.
mine. I know mine. Can
Well,
I just say it now, or are we still
We
waiting?
better get to the green room, dude, so we can keep
Okay,
it moving.
go.
But
Yeah.
this is a future segment. But now
Oh,
we can think
okay.
about it.
Maybe in about 10 minutes. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, from a brewery that I have never mentioned on air and from someone that's never spent any time with us,
Go, Caesar, go.
Brian Mitchell from Pariah Brewing. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for joining us, man.
Brian.
Brian.
Are
What up,
you in
y'all?
Maryland?
No,
Right
I'm
now?
I'm in San Diego.
Oh, lovely.
At
All
this
right.
moment. So
Okay.
we are currently finishing up competitive vaping, so we're just going to go ahead and open Dorcha.
We're going Dorcha, right?
We're going
like
Dorcha
that.
now. Why don't you tell our listeners
Yeah.
what this beer's about and what we're putting in our glass, since you're the only brewer we're going to have on the show today.
I'm the only brewer. All right, cool. Dorch Extra Stout. So that's
No, that's
actually
not true. Pat McElhenney will be on the show. I think he brews too. But other than you two, go ahead. Sorry, give us a breakdown of Dorcha.
Oh yeah, so that's an old homebrew recipe of mine. It's actually like the third beer I ever brewed on a homebrew scale, and it's a foreign extra stout, so not sweet, but we do add coffee and chocolate to that, and I just think it's a nice drinking stout. I mean, you can actually have a pint of it and not feel like you just had a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Which for the last 2 or 3 years, anything that was this color in a glass was also sweeter than cheesecake. It's just that's what the trend is that
Yeah.
we're loading all of our stouts with a buttload of sugar. But I've always been a fan of this beer, even before Pariah, and I've always been super appreciative of your support. You've always, as I've said a couple times, you're the most prolific guest in my podcast life, not just because we were friends, but because you also had some good shit to say, so we would have you on all the time, or an awesome event, or whatever. So, wait, get the logo right. Cheers to you, sir, and we really
Cheers,
appreciate everything you've ever done for us, including the beers we're drinking currently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. We really appreciate it.
All right, my
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you all for everything y'all have done for the craft.
And
It's awesome.
can I just say thank you for allowing us to invade your space? Like, you were our home for the
You were our
beginning of this.
studio for a while?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
our home. So
Sorry
we
about the
crammed
noise.
into your brew house, girl.
Oh,
Come on.
That's what do you think's going on with Esthela right now?
What's
She's sitting in
happening
her
here?
brew house.
I wish I'd been there
Yeah.
for those days. That would have been really super cool. But I'm glad I was there for the bug day. Even though
Yes.
Brian wasn't there, which was really unfortunate, it was really cool to go through that bug experience. It was rad. I mean, like most things that occur in your tasting room, really creative, different, and
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Chewy's
yeah.
a madman. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
Helps
he
that,
is.
but
a
you
member.
know what? Honestly, it helps to have good beers to go along with it, and you
Absolutely.
always put that forth.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you for sharing these today, and it's really cool to know that our last show had some really awesome beers on it. Like, didn't have to worry about it. Gee, I wonder if we'll have good beers. Yeah, I think we'll be
Yeah,
all right.
it'll be all right.
That wasn't a question. Yeah. Yeah.
In this town, in this town, I think you would have been all right.
Yeah, we could have. We also have the luxury that we could walk into several bottle shops and blindly just grab beer, and it would still been okay. But
I'm glad you didn't.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have always had a strong connection with your brewery, and your beer. After building it, I don't know why I was very familiar and comfortable in the facility, but more really the point I'm trying to make is you really kept me in your facility with your beer quality and your constant improvement. So thank you for not compromising, keeping your head down and brewing awesome beer. And I know it took a lot longer than anyone would have ever thought for you to gain enough of a following to really max out your facility and be looking at expansion. Thank you for keeping true to your vision and the beer that you want to make. I just happen to also love it. So again, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very flattering.
So can I
That's
ask
the
you a
whole
question?
fucking point of this show. Go ahead.
We just want to keep you in San Diego more often. That's all.
Yeah. Can you share like any beer you have coming out next, or anything that we can look forward to that Brian's gonna do next?
Sure, I'll give you an exclusive, even though I forgot to fill out Brandon's email earlier today for the post.
I did mine.
So,
Wait. Hold on a second. That's for me.
I can bring it back.
And that's what you get. That's what you get around here today.
it's like that, huh?
Damn it, Brandon, get the access for that. I forgot.
No, please go forth and tell the world.
Make it easier.
Next month, we're actually bringing back "He Stole My Balloons," our anniversary
Yes.
beer. So I think a lot of people have asked for it, so we're going for it.
Nice.
More importantly, are you going to make another run of those fucking awesome glasses?
We had not talked about that, no, but those were dope.
So, like, take the little 3 off so that they're not the anniversary glass. But
Yeah.
that design was fucking awesome. That artwork is rad, and I could use another one since I broke one.
You broke it?
Personally, I had two.
The
I
cat
broke
probably
one.
broke it.
Yeah. Well,
Damn it,
especially
Grayson.
when I
Yeah.
tell the story later, especially it'll be Grayson. But that's awesome, man.
So Christina's asking, is that in cans and draft?
It will be in both, yes.
Nice.
And so I kind of mentioned it earlier on that eventually, once you are in Baltimore and all that's working, there might be some more availability for your draft beer here in San Diego. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we're only doing right now, we're only doing 70 kegs a month to draft because we just don't have it. And all of our distributor partners are pissed at us because we can't give them anything. So that will actually loosen that up. So we actually have an opportunity to be on, because people ask, I've never seen you on draft anywhere. It's because we don't sell any fucking draft.
Yes, it's all this, guys. It's all this. Yes.
Yeah.
So we hired actually Steven from Border X, and he's going to handle the brewing here. He's doing a great job.
All right.
That's awesome. the rigorous SOP does not hurt. That Pariah has.
No.
People may not understand that Brian Mitchell is uh, incredibly fucking meticulous about his beer, and so I think anybody anyone that is competent could walk in behind him and follow his procedures and produce great beer. So I can't wait to enjoy more of his products. But really, I can't wait just to see you graduating into being a lot bigger and moving on to where like you like can have a house next to your brewery, and it sounds really cool, and I know it's a homecoming for you. So over the next 3, 4, 5 months, while you're doing your build out and everything, and you're having to do the back and forth march, you have to make sure to tell us every time you're in San Diego so that we can, once it's possible, at least hang out, slap hands, drink a pint, all those important things, man.
Yep.
The whole point you're on the show is for me to say thank you so much for your insane support of my entire effort in craft beer from day one, long before you owned Pariah. 6 years before you owned Pariah, you were supportive of my efforts. I have always appreciated your friendship. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you
Cheers,
for everything
friend.
you've done
Thank
for
you.
San Diego Beer, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Mitchell, Pariah Brewing, owner and head brewer. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
I changed to a black jersey just for you.
Nice.
It's only black because that's the darkest color I could find.
And I don't have purple.
God.
And I don't have purple.
Yeah, you
Oh my
do
God.
better next time.
Okay. I'll try to become a Ravens fan real quick. It'd be great.
Yes.
No.
Oh my God, that was great. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
I just there's no one quite like him, which
Yeah.
is really, really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about following your own arrow and doing your thing just the way you want to do it,
Absolutely.
and then being good at it, because like the tap list there is insane and kind of it's kind of adventurous as far as like brewing goes. It's no wonder that there's an SOP involved, because those beers do taste really good, even though some people might walk in and go, I don't know about that one. But, because
the
there's
ambiance
some
doesn't speak
circumstances on
to.
stuff and- Oh, I like the ambiance, but like you just
I like
think
it too.
that is- some regular folks who aren't regular craft beer drinkers might say, I don't know about that one. But if you try it, like I've never had a bad beer there, which is saying something.
Speaks volumes. Yeah, it does. And like what I was saying is like the environment doesn't look sterile, corporate, or anything like that. It's a much more subdued and comfortable environment to be in. But he takes the beer just as serious as anyone can. So that's what we can all taste in the glass, which is great. Matt offered to trade me one of those balloon glasses for a second-year ACB walkabout glass, which didn't exist. So we only did I think we only did the walkabout once, and then we got busted. But if you want, I could trade you, Matt. I could trade you a glass from the world's biggest bottle share. I could trade you an old Society anniversary glass. I've got options. Is what I'm saying.
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
let's work
Society.
it out. Yes, I have duplicates.
I don't care.
Yes, although Society got rid of the coolest thing. One of the cool things about them used to be, up until their 5th anniversary, that on their anniversaries you could bring your old anniversary glasses back and you could get fills of that glass for whatever year it was. So that 1-year anniversary glass was so fucking profitable for me. And thank you, Society. They kind of shot themselves in the foot with that deal, is what I'm saying.
When I was the marketing guy there, I was really excited for years 8, 9, and 10 to show up. I thought, no, we're going to make money hand over fist, man. This is going to be rad. But those glasses better be amazing.
Right?
Oh, I'll have a harlot for $10. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
I hope it's like a big gulp or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, Joseph. How's that Dryden? Joseph, leave us a comment. How's that Dryden? I'm really, really interested in that beer. I haven't had it yet.
So I haven't had this year's Dark Citrus, but past year's Dark Citrus from California was awesome beer. The Ukulele Quartet Vitae IPA from OG40 is awesome. I haven't tried Dryden either.
Best beer of the week.
And nice. And Ocho Imperial Stout from McKellar is. So he's got a good list going, that's for sure. Let's put Mr. Segura's comment up on the board.
Really nice.
Paul, I don't think I ever even expressed to you how much you influenced my craft beer life, and it's so humbling to see you thanking me and us for what we did. You were a shining example of what a San Diego beer industry member can be. Exemplary in every facet of how you interact with the public, how you do your job. You just exude excellence, Mr. Segura, and we are incredibly thankful for every single moment we got to spend interacting with you and your shadows and your echoes and everyone you've trained, like even like Derek Alanosa came through the school of Paul Segura. There so many other breweries and brewers got their start at Karl Strauss, and for a long time Karl Strauss was the hallmark of craft breweries in San Diego, and I've always been in awe of his career and his contribution to the industry and community. So thank you. There you go. The beer salute
Well, the interesting thing about Paul,
Mr. Paul Segura.
Well, Paul Segura, I mean, the whole fact of I've told you guys in the past, I've never brewed a beer, never been a part of anything. And then we had to do a collab with Society and Karl Strauss, and Paul called me out. He told Doug and Teddy, hey, I want Abel there.
That's awesome.
So the fact that he brought me in on that was amazing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I'm just standing here. Just like, you need me to throw a bucket of hops? Sure, I'll do that. And I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. But again, that was probably going to go down as one of the most memorable moments for me. So
wow.
And that's very exemplary of Paul. He's always inclusive, always bringing people in. He's like this. He's like a net, catching people, bringing them to the fold of craft beer. And again, someone that anyone in this industry should try to emulate the best they can. So thank you.
And I'm not trying to make Paul cry because he's already weepy, and I think it's wonderful. But when you talk about the fact that he does such a good job of being a champion of craft beer, he has a lot of venues for that and vehicles for that. Like talking about Danielle, who was just here before. Like he's the co-host for Danielle 91X Beer for Breakfast ABB. And so he's done, I mean, his episodes must rival, if not surpass, our own in weekly episodes about craft breweries. But he does such a great job of bringing people in the fold and just exemplifying what the San Diego beer atmosphere is like.
Yeah.
We don't need to be competitors. We can be comrades, and we can all learn from each other. And I'm just saying that maybe tomorrow, when the beer of the week on San Diego Beer.news goes up, it just might be a beer that he had a hand in that really surprised me.
Excellent.
I mean, I've had a lot of Karl Strauss beer and a lot of beer in general, but this beer really surprised me, and it's good, and you should check it out, Paul. Good job.
So speaking of earlier,
drink that beer.
Yeah, speaking of earlier with a whole camaraderie and everybody tagging along or being along with each other, Esthela had to come back with her crew.
Yeah! You're a great crew! Hello, ladies!
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
There's more people over there. We're having a big party here today, so we all started dancing right now. But
Nice.
This is like my family here, and they've been big supporters of the show since day one. So I just want to bring them on for a second to say hi to everybody. So yeah.
No, not just hi. Fucking cheers to you. Thank you for listening to our show.
Cheers,
We really appreciate it. Really appreciate
Hey,
it.
man, I gotta take a
Ruth
shot.
isn't in there. Oh, there she is. This is Ruth. She's my right hand.
Hello.
Right here. I can't do anything without her.
Ruth
And
rocks.
my sister's coming, and my sister's dancing over there.
Awesome. That is awesome, man.
We have a party with a council member in the beer garden right now.
Nice. Uh,
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you.
what the council members do at Mujeres stays at Mujeres, right? I mean, that's got to be a safe space for council members. Like you got to promote that. That's awesome.
Chisholm, Chisholm just had a baby. They're not there. The council people aren't there.
Yeah, that's good. But speaking of people that are just incredibly generous, like the Chisholms,
I'm so excited
we
about this.
we are joined by Mr. Peacock from Tapcraft Draft. Ooh, and live pouring. We love to see that. What are you pouring yourself, Mr. Peacock?
Beer.
This thing on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. What are you drinking, sir?
Okay, so let me get this out of the way. First off, I am so incredibly honored to be invited and included in this farewell finale, next step. Anyway,
Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to North Park Beer Company,
Heyo.
and you may have heard of them. Anyway, real quick personal story. John Peacock works there. They just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. He's one of the final original employees. Started as a barback, busting his tail. Thank you, Kelsey, for giving him the opportunity. Well, John Peacock is now an award-winning.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm waiting for Art is Hard to come to the house.
Back out.
In the meantime, I'm drinking a can of Infinite Content Double Dry Hopped Hazy IPA, 7.2, just delicious.
Sounds lousy.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
It does. It does.
excuse me while I choke some of this stuff down. Anyway,
So I heard John Peacock was a pretty good bowler this the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear the the stories. I think he's still recovering from their
If you don't
employee outing.
North Park Beer Company had their staff outing. They went to Punch Bowl Social and did the whole bowling thing. Then they came to Society and they got really trash, but they were good peeps. But
Good on Instagram.
they were on a good level. Everybody was good. Everybody contained themselves. But
It's
John
called They Were
Peacock
on a
was
Seek one. That's
yeah.
what it's
John
called.
Peacock was all he talked about was how he killed everybody in bowling. I'm like, interesting.
Well, and here's the thing: I
I
did
hear a
not get a
future challenge.
I did not get a phone call that night. So there you go. So
He
everything's good.
he wasn't that drunk then, is what you're saying, Dad.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah, absolutely.
So, Mr.
what
Peacock, you're
what's
on the
going on,
show.
guys?
You're on the show for one super important reason. Thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously, you one of the kindest and most generous people I've ever met. You completely opened your office to us to use as a studio for most of the episodes that we recorded were actually at Tapcraft headquarters. You have always supported not just this show, but every single thing I've ever done in craft beer. You were the title sponsor of the Sorai Cup for several years. You currently have all of the containers that I use for the food drive at your house that you've been storing since before COVID happened.
Wow.
This man, ladies and gentlemen, is just one of the kindest and most generous people I've ever met. He walks around with love in his heart for everyone, not just his family.
Brian, I'm just gonna cut in there really
Step
quick.
in.
It's not just for you. Like I bet that Abel would say the same thing. I bet Brandon would say the same thing, and me in particular. He's been behind Mujeres Brew Club before we had this place, and he takes care of this place so much, and he takes care of me and Tanya, and I love you guys so much. And damn it, you're gonna make me cry. Stop.
It's
But-
all okay.
Well,
This is
Priscilla,
But yeah, no, I just want to say I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. Like seriously.
well, you are a good-hearted person in so many facets. It goes beyond this show. I mean, you don't even know the things that he does, his family
Yeah.
does. But I just have
Yeah.
to say that both you and your wife
Yeah.
and your family, you're a great model that I wish more people would follow but you have so much goodness in your heart.
Yeah.
And I was honored to be able to come and use your space as a studio. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about that was getting to talk to you beforehand, before every show,
Yeah.
just like really just talk to you guys
Yeah.
and just find out more about you and more things that impressed me. And I mean, just every member of your family has such a splendidly good heart.
Yeah.
And I thank you for being our friend, supporting
Absolutely.
us, and it's just good to know that people like you, no matter how long it is before we see you again,
Mm.
somebody we can count on for life, as just somebody that like we have each other's back, and we love you. We really
Yeah.
love you, and that word is not hyperbole. We love you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well,
we love every one of these faces on the screen. I mean, I've been listening to the show since it started tonight, and some of the guests that you've had on so far. I can't believe that I'm included in this list. It's just I'm honored. Each one of you is a dear friend of the Peacock Clan. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for the support that you have shown us. Not just me personally, but Mrs. Tapcraft, my wife Tanya, Kate, Katie, and her husband Chef Chewy,
Yeah.
and what you talk about Goodhart. Well, that's Katie's last name, Katie Goodhart. And what supporting them in what they're doing, being foster parents, to now I affectionately call them the six pack. Tanya and I had the
Yeah.
pleasure of babysitting them last night, so that
Ooh.
explains my exhausted appearance.
you
It
look
is
beautiful, brother. You
it,
look
it
beautiful.
it is quite a handful,
The beer
but
hides it well, sir. The
Yes.
beer
oh
hides it
yes,
well.
and yeah, the beard's name is
Yeah.
Dr. Bob, by the way.
I look forward to get to that point in my life.
Yeah. Well, this was just a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
okay.
I'm looking at another 40 years. It took me 44 years to get to this point.
That's okay. You're doing beautifully.
Yeah.
But in addition to the support, one of the questions I think that Danielle had or somebody had, what was the favorite indie beer show episode? And let me just say, because this covers a lot of bases. It was awesome when you guys were at Tapcraft Studios. One of the fatalities of that stinking COVID, but look what I found.
Oh
I
wow, that's
dug this out,
awesome.
and masking tape and everything for when the indie beer show was going to be in the house. So thank you for not making me a liar by calling it Tapcraft Studios, because you guys did great. But my favorite show, and oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying on this one.
No, no.
When you guys supported the Miralani Makers District, and you had
yeah.
all of
That was awesome.
The
different
super
businesses.
show. The super
Yeah,
show.
super
Yeah,
show,
that
It
yeah.
was great.
was amazing. And Katie and Chef Chewy have the Good Seed Food Company, which started up there in
Yeah.
Miralani and is
Yeah.
now down at Bergen at the Arbor.
Yeah.
But the support that you guys showed, and the love that was in that room that night, it was just hilarious, hysterical.
Such a
So
good
thank you
show.
for
That
the
was such a
support.
good
Yeah.
show. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
The people talk about how wonderful this community is, and I've been in the food service industry, I think it's 44 years now. Never have I had so much fun and been so energized. There's this little invisible virus that certainly wants to kill everybody, has certainly put a dent in the industry, and we're going through some stuff right now, but what's coming out on the other side of this, we're going to figure it out. As human beings, we're designed for fellowship. What better than the industry that we're in? Throwing back a pint or two, or wait a minute, Abel, what's in your effing cup?
It's a bourbon. Yes, he's
Yeah.
he's straight on the rye. He's straight on the rye.
So fellowship, and if it's the lubricant that Abel is pouring, or if it's one of these wonderful beers that Brian Mitchell makes, or my award-winning
Kelsey.
brewer son, under the tutelage of Kelsey and Tyson,
Yeah.
or now
Also-
Sam down at Mujeres. Dude, I am so stinking excited for that. And
Yeah.
we take care of the draft system down there. In fact, the boys will be down there next week to make sure the system is clean and that everything's getting into the glass as Sam intends it to do. And
amazing.
Also doing Mujeres up in Bell, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be, Mrs. Tapcraft had a blast up there. Her and Carmen, dude, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Mr. Beagle, you, sir, if I may take a second, I love you, brother. It is just, you're a friend at a next level. I have no words other than just free dad hugs and whatever any of you need, you've got my number.
Well, with that, let's get to the reason why you're here, Mr. Peacock. Cheers to you. Thank you for everything that you've ever done for the San Diego beer community and industry. We love you. Thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. See you out there.
I sure hope so.
Wow. I love that guy. I had to shut up a little bit because he gets to me because he's so genuine and and has such an open heart that it sucks you in like Jesus. His dad hugs.
It sucks you in like Jesus.
Yes, his dad.
I mean, when he talks, you listen.
Yeah, his dad hugs rank up there with
what?
like the great dads of all time. Yes, exactly. But that being said. This parade is not slowing down. It's not. It's just going to get faster.
It's just going faster.
Ladies and gentlemen, super friends of the show. Again, just a parade of people that we want to thank.
What a
Pat
night!
and Val McElhenney. Let's bring them on.
Holy moly, are we here?
Holy moly, you are here! Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you taking another moment out of your time of your day to sit down with us and just hear me say thank you for again. This is just going to be a whole parade of people that I need to thank for the rest of my life. But
we have to thank them too.
Yes, you can.
Make me cry, aren't you guys? You're just gonna make me cry. Thank you.
You guys have always been incredibly supportive of all of my efforts in craft beer, whether it was a podcast, the show, my blog before that, my stupid best beer of the year contest, anything. Again, you fall in this special category of San Diego beer that is yes man, and what I mean by that is no matter what stupid idea I brought to you. You said yes, and
you don't have stupid ideas. You just think you do. They're
there. You
ideas.
Go. And I'm forever grateful for all the times we got to interact publicly, and more grateful for the times that we got to interact privately.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being with us. Let's do our first cheers, and we'll end with cheers as well. But cheers to the McElhennys. Thank you for being on the show. I didn't get to be on the show, you guys.
So much fun. I love you guys.
Love you too. So where are you currently? Are you down here or are you up north hiding away?
We're not hiding, but we are up north. We're in Vancouver. We just scooted in from Portland, where we were attending an Alvarado Street brewing a dual tap takeover. One bar on one corner and diagonally a bar on the other corner. They had 20 beers on tap between the two of them.
Nice.
And we actually ran into JC, who was giving us credit for inspiring him to do all the wonderful things that they do. And we really appreciated all their beers and the camaraderie, the love, and you guys, we really appreciate the support through the years. We're big fans of yours, of course, and we wish the best to you all, and continuing on from here.
Thank you so much. That's
Thank you, sir.
awesome.
So speaking of your tiny little family brewery, version 2 in Alpine,
Yeah.
what can we look forward to going into the fall season to visit and try up there?
I'm kind of removed from the actual brewing operations. I can't
Nice.
really give you these are going to be a spiced pumpkin latte beer.
Totally.
No.
That sounds like you though. No, just kidding.
Absolutely.
Ichabodious.
But,
Oh
we
my
could
God.
we'll probably do a seasonal specialty of some sort to help round out the great lineup we already have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. With getting that going, uh, are you comfortable that the next generation of McElhenney has it, and you can just let him run with it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I would expect so. I just want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's say.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The combination of the two of them, Jamie and Sean,
Absolutely.
stellar
Yeah.
people, stellar character. They're hardworking, honest. They love their family unit. The whole kid thing is such a cool thing. That we're proud grandparents of some pretty cool people.
Well, they learned from the best. I mean, come on.
They did.
So,
They did.
I
you
love the
know,
way I love the fact that Val just laughed about that.
Excellent, baby.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of hard work, I'm sure. I could not imagine that Sean was an easy child to raise. I just don't see that part, but you did good. You did good.
Actually,
both of their faces just changed.
Really was.
he was a good kid.
He really
He
was.
was from
Very-
a
They're about as shocked as you are,
from
Brian.
a baby on. I mean, as an infant, he was a wonderful little baby, and he was a great kid all the way through.
That's amazing.
I know.
He's not.
I was not.
Why
So
not?
I apologize to my mother if she's listening. But I appreciate you guys saying this.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you from the show in particular to both of you because
we
you
love you.
guys have always supported us and we love you guys so much. And Alpine isn't far. Get out there, have their beer. It is amazing.
And it's worth the trip.
You probably will find me there on any given Sunday because that's kind of one of my go-tos.
What
So,
a sweetheart.
you know,
Oh,
but
Also-
I love you guys. So cheers. Thank you so much for
Cheers.
everything that you guys have done. And
Oh,
I love
yes.
both of you so much.
we thank you.
Let's make it official. The only reason why you guys are here is literally for us to thank you for
Yeah.
your contribution to San Diego beer, your support of everything we've ever done, and to celebrate everything McElhenney right for this moment. Cheers to the McElhenneys. Cheers to McElhenney Brewing.
Cheers.
Thank you for your
Love
support.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
guys.
so much
Forever,
for joining us tonight.
Love you guys. Thank
Wait,
you
but I have
so
a
much.
question.
Enjoy that.
Yeah,
Oh,
question.
before we go.
Yeah.
First, I had to cheers that. Quick question. First off, it's got to feel great when your child finds somebody they're in love with, that they get along so great, and it's one. I mean, that's all you hope for your child is that they grow up, find somebody who they really mesh with, and find something special.
Yeah.
But to also find somebody as industrious as your son, but also with the built-in skills and a career background that helps out the business too. Holy crap! I mean, you guys must have just felt like you died and went to heaven. Because Jamie is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just watching you guys as a family has been so great. That's one of the greatest things about when you go to McElhenney Brewing and you see everyone around. Like you guys are rapping with your friends. So is Sean. Like Sean's finding the moments here and there, but
Right.
Jamie's there just doing her thing, and then you got the little grandson walking around on Son's Day. That was beautiful, by the way. It is a family business through and through. And there couldn't be a better family behind this.
Absolutely.
Pulling all the strings to make it happen. You guys are acing the family brewery.
Abel,
business.
can you put up Jay's comment because he's absolutely right. The first family of San Diego Craft, like that's you guys. That's you
Way to go.
guys.
That means a
Like,
Way to
lot.
go, Jones Jay. You're right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely,
We're honored.
absolutely.
We're honored. We actually, meet the standards of that
You
statement.
guys are the standard. Get out of
Yep.
here.
You're
Come
the
on.
benchmark. That's true.
Come on. So
Hey,
yeah,
cheers
but
to you
Awesome.
all.
yeah.
Cheers
Love
to
you
Thank
you.
you.
guys.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you.
much,
Thank
Val
you.
and Pat. You have a great night. Really
Yeah.
appreciate you being
Bye.
on the show.
Bye,
It's
friends.
our
See you
pleasure
soon.
and our honor. We love you guys.
Thank you. I just
Uh,
realized that wasn't much of a question, was it?
no, and also, man, why do we keep talking to people that hit me in the feels?
Yeah.
Like, that's the point. But it also is
Hey, you're
tough.
the ones that you're the ones that set all this up, guys.
I
All right?
did. I did it to myself. I did do it to myself.
I just
So,
scheduled it. That's all I did.
Not gonna cry anymore. No.
So for Mr. Babineau, trust me, dude, I'm 5 beers in already. It's all right. I may not be obvious that we're drinking. I
Oh,
will.
yeah. He asked me
I-
earlier, what am I drinking?
Yes, it's the Mexican dark chocolate, right? Yes, of course. But I will say, Abel is crushing it right now. I do agree. My mug doesn't have bourbon in it. Well,
Yeah, I'm not drinking what Abel's drinking, but my staff is crushing it. They're bringing me new beers. They're bringing me water.
Excellent.
They're like, "Come on, Esthela, you." Ah!
Another goddamn costume change. Nice.
Yes.
Damn it! I gotta take another shot.
changes.
God damn it!
He's at the Met. He is at
Milwaukee
the Met
Brewers,
Gala
ladies and gentlemen.
tonight. Woo!
This is what a baseball playoff team looks like.
Oh, ow.
Whoa!
But-
Hey, bro. Should I go get
Also
my
a
jersey?
Boy Scout.
Oh no!
Although the story about your reliever that was celebrating too hard and punched the wall and broke his hand.
It's not important.
That is classic. I mean, every year it happens to someone every year. Every year someone celebrates too hard and can't make the playoffs. So hopefully you guys can just get to hate her in a different way.
Well,
But I want to see the Brewers do something this year.
I would like to see him do something, if nothing more than like knock out, say, the Dodgers.
Yes, that would be very.
That's going to take some doing.
Yes, it is. But
Hey, Brandon, Mikey's talking shit. Just I
Well,
don't know if you are seeing
you know.
that.
Well, I didn't see it yet. What did he say? What did he say? I don't want to talk about the
I don't
past.
know. Said something about, yes, exactly.
This is I live in the here and now, because in 2017 the Padres kind of suck. But you know what? In 2022 they're going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so rad.
We all tolerate
I
Mikey
believe
because he's
that.
super talented. Mikey's super talented.
Mikey's
That's
super
why we hang
awesome
out.
in all regards. Yeah, you know what? And I'm just going to get rid of this Boy Scout hat and go with my really
There you
cool Brewers Brandon hat.
Oh,
See, there you go. You got to have double B's going. You got to have the double B's always.
my God.
Beer for beer or Brandon, whatever you want.
Yeah.
At least we know what's important in life.
It's all the above. Yeah, it's all the above, friend.
Yeah, beer.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So I don't remember what it was, but we were in the middle of talking about something before we jumped to McElhenney. And if I remember, we'll talk about it again. And
I did ask you about something nobody knows but us.
All in the past, indeed. But I do want to make sure that we take 1 minute to again recognize how amazing and lucky we were to be able to morph the show into this format. We recorded in person, and when COVID hit, Brandon was the first person that became necessarily secluded.
I'm thinking it.
But then it became clear very quickly that we all needed to be secluded. And the first month, we had March Madness show ready to go, and it was supposed to publish on the day of the lockdown.
And I was going to be hard.
And that was going to not have any participation. But we really, luckily, we saw that this was a very serious situation and that it wasn't appropriate to be doing a fun social contest that put San Diego breweries against each other at a time where literally a month later, every single San Diego brewery was fighting for their survival because they couldn't have any in-person dining.
Absolutely.
There was no one going to any restaurants. All there was you went to breweries and you could pick up beer at the time. It was even before they loosened the restrictions so that breweries could deliver directly to the public. So I'm really proud and thankful that we were able to keep everyone safe and to take the time necessary to change our format into something that worked during a pandemic, and then also that ended up being pretty rewarding in the end, and helped not just us, but as we've heard from some of our fans, helped us maintain a connection with our fan base and some personal interaction. No, this is not the same as hanging out with your friends and drinking beer. But at the beginning of the pandemic, it really felt close to that. After
it was all we had.
After several months of nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, the fact that how we section each other off to do that whole like, hey, we're gonna go different breweries, and like this is the breweries we're talking about for the March Madness. And then
we were all in.
We were all in. We all went out somewhere and we were posting, and all of a sudden we're like, yeah, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And for anyone that was around the year before that, when we did pull off Indie Beer Madness,
Insane.
that was by far the biggest thing this show ever did, as far as web traffic, social media interactions, things like that. I mean, we had some contests that had 4,000 and 5,000 votes in a day. Where a brewery was going against another brewery, and
all brewery owners.
Yeah, right. Each brewery owner reached out to their 2,000 silent partners and got them to vote.
Yeah,
but it was just really fun, and
it was really fun.
And it's like the only thing, I guess it's not really a regret, but the only thing that I wish had happened. Like if COVID was 2 weeks later, March Madness would have happened. But we made the right decision. It was not the right time to have the San Diego breweries in a contest.
Absolutely.
And so I'm glad that all came together. But it is time for our next guest. We have a member of the brewing team of Ballast Point who, for several years.
Wait, hold on. I gotta match Brandon's hat real quick. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that Brandon
is Christ.
In the building.
I would love to see you in the series, bro.
Fair and balanced reporting here.
We'll bring the bats and you bring the trash cans. You know I'm kidding. That's not fair.
Don't be upset.
I
don't be upset that you didn't get caught cheating.
Nah, you know what? I love the fact that the Astros have been caught on that, whatever, and they're back. That's rad.
Yeah,
it's my Hernandez hat.
Okay.
This is my Hernandez hat.
Yes, indeed. So
that's what it is.
Our next guest is from the brewery that actually led to the name Indie Beer and the Indie Beer show, Ballast Point. Our friends over at Beer Night in San Diego, which they weren't called that then, but that's what they're called now. When Ballast Point was purchased by Constellation, coined calling craft beer Indie Beer, we at our past show latched onto that, and obviously this term Indie Beer went global. I mean, it started with an incredible, horrible backlash against all of us, and then led to being a symbol on, almost every beer can, independent craft. We're not claiming responsibility for the Brewers Association making the symbol.
No pressure.
No, but
I was never there.
But we did have 5 million impressions of the hashtag Indie Beer in 24 hours. So, I mean, it did launch it. So, anyways, from a brewery that for a long time I gave a lot of shit meaning Ballast Point, because they were owned by corporate overlord assholes.
What a jackass!
Right?
I think he just left. I think he left the show.
So
He's not in the green room anymore.
What's crazy to me is they are also the first brewery that was ever bought by corporate overlord assholes to come back to independent beer and be bought by a couple independent guys that were investors and own another brewery in Chicago area.
Who are awesome, by the way.
That's
who are
right.
Awesome people.
From Ballast Point, ladies and gentlemen,
this is
Jeff Lozano. Hey, man.
What an introduction.
Thank you, sir. Well, I mean, I thought it was fair. I thought it was fair to admit that I gave you guys a lot of shit. But I did that also to the most Ballast Point of all Ballast Point people ever. You know who we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I did.
The OG Ginger. When he was on the show, same thing. He was a pro, man. He never said anything to me until you guys were independent again, and then he just piled it on. He just
look.
Awesome.
It's a solid assessment. I don't think I tell this to everybody that I talk to on this particular subject. I agree with you more than I disagree with you. Now, the only thing about it is that I still Daddy still needed to pay the bills. I still needed to bring bacon home. You know what I mean?
And no fault for keeping a job, sir.
But the actual truth of the matter is that yes, we did sell, and we're back, and we're back to independence. And a lot of people didn't really understand the impact of that transition back into independence until it happened. And so once it happened, there's some people that never jump ship. And there was some people that stuck by our side for the longest time. But I honestly have had like really long conversations with everybody that might have stopped to support Ballast Point for a long time. And I was like, good on you. The thing that I love about your show, the thing that I loved about this industry is that you're prompting people to vote conscientiously and with their dollar, and to really think about where their dollar goes, not just with the food that they're putting on their table, but with the beer that they're putting into their fridge. And so when all is said and done, I think that it was a nice gesture to say, hey, hold up, before you continue to support Ballast Point, think about what they're doing and who they're and who's backing them. And I'm very happy to say that now the people that have our backs and the people that own us are fucking rad.
They are.
It's so awesome.
Yes, they are.
And I can't go one more second without noticing that you're wearing a 5 Suits.
Oh, shout out to Nick, baby boy.
Shout out to Nick Corona, a friend of the show who was at least here earlier. Don't know if he's still around, but one of our listeners, Matt, put it up on the screen. But we're fucking stoked to have you back. Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. I mean, seriously, your sale hurt my soul the most. As far as like, I think it's pretty clear. I was a little bit over connected with the San Diego beer industry in parts of my life in the past. And when you guys sold, it broke my soul. Flip side, when you guys were purchased back out of that corporation, and really 4 or 5 months later, when I started seeing your R&D program come back, and Little Italy having original beers again, and some of the things that made you who you were, it just felt really good, and I feel like you guys brought back a huge chunk of San Diego's
absolutely
street cred in craft beer, if nothing else. So I mean,
yes.
I know,
Jay Jones. Yes,
I know. No, we disagree, Esthela. But I know.
Nope. Yes, Jay Jones. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I know you personally, Mr. Lozano, were solely responsible for ushering Ballast Point out of corporate ownership and into private ownership. I know. I'm kidding. But, really, like other guests we've had on the show, Ballast Point not just for us, but for this entire community, has been a bastion of support when they were independent, when they were owned by corporate assholes, and when they've been independent again. One thing they have never backed away from is their support of their fellow brewers and the industry and community. From doing lab work for lesser breweries that can't afford it, all the way up to like when you guys were on the show, you like gave each of us a case of fucking beer. Like just you guys have always held the industry up like a crutch.
Yeah.
And the 5 years that you were out, well, air quotes, we missed you. And it's so awesome to be able to support you wholeheartedly and publicly again.
Listen, B, I really appreciate that, and I'm happy that you did that, the air quotes, because honestly, I tell everybody, man, like you go down to the floor, right, where the beer is made, where the beer is touched, where the beer is created, whether it's the brewers, the cellarmen, the packaging guys, the warehouse, the guys that really have their heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears invested into this company, and you ask them where they go to drink, they're not going to bars that solemnly carry Modelo or big beer. They're telling you right away that they're going to places like Society. They're going to hang out on the weekends over there in Mujeres. They're keeping up with SD Beer News, and they're saying, hey, like, what just tapped? Like, honestly, brother, honestly, the thing that we never lost was that the heart and soul of our company still had their finger on the pulse of this industry, and your show really did help continue to spread the message of like, hey, what's new? Who's on the scene? Who's doing good for the neighborhood? And so, like, honestly, regardless of who the overlords were at the time, and this and this and that, and I think it's a fair statement to say that there was a lot of merit to some of the people that stopped consuming us or giving us their dollar. At the same time, we had a brewery full of people that still lived in San Diego, that still paid their taxes in San Diego, and that still supported a lot of breweries in San Diego.
And that I credit you guys for. So it would have been really easy to what's the right word? Push back. I mean, I said I dumped it on you guys. I fucking dumped it. There were some episodes.
You know, it's uncomfortable for some of us at times.
Yeah, right. Like there were certain episodes.
I mean, don't
where,
even say green flash.
No,
I might have green flashbacks.
Yes, right. There were episodes where like they were texting me in the background, like, "Dude, shut up."
Or anything coconut.
Yes, well, coconut's disgusting.
Fair
it
enough.
Shouldn't be in beverage.
not Victor T.
Most importantly, and why you're here, is we need to say thank you to Ballast Point for before you were sold, while you were sold, you still supported this damn fucking industry and community, and most importantly, after you came back, your generosity has been not unnoticed. And
I mean,
I'm really excited.
You understand too that he's got his own show now.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's the next generation of us.
Hey, listen, your show might be ending already, but you guys are going to be guests on my show. How about that?
Anytime. Of
Do we
course.
have to be in the same room?
Wait, hold on. No, you don't have to be. Brian Brandon, and Esthela could be here, but like you don't have to.
You're not out.
I'm just a producer, so it's okay. I get it.
No, listen, Brian, listen, man. I really do appreciate that sentiment and those kind words, but I do want to say something before we do this. Cheers. And
absolutely.
Did Esthela like bounce or what?
Yeah, she disappeared. It's technology.
Yeah, technology.
She was mad because she was.
I want to hear this one.
That's her screen right there.
I want to hear for what I'm about to
say. So she can hear you. She's just setting something up in her brew.
And Pat and Val can hear you too.
That too.
In the green room.
Yes.
Oh, hey, what's up?
It's very fun over here.
It's a lot going on tonight.
Hey, listen, real quick, because I don't want to eat up too much of the time that you guys have allotted for us, so I appreciate that. But I will say this: you threw kudos our way, and honestly, coming into corporate beer and then out of corporate beer, the reason why it's so refreshing and that crack of the independent can sounds that much sweeter is because you guys did continue to spout the importance of being independent. You guys continued to harness that energy that surrounding neighbors of ours, friends and family. They were banking on that people would care about local independent. They're banking, their businesses bank on that people care about voting for local beer.
Absolutely.
And when we came back into independence, we were well received, and I'm very happy about that. But really what I think is to be celebrated is that there was a core group of fans, consumers, and an ever-growing number of them that continued to support local and independent. And we wouldn't have been the story that we were if that wouldn't have stayed the case. And it's because of the Indie Beer Show that that message was still continuing to resonate and circulate throughout our community. So really the congratulations is on you guys. I mean, yeah, we're back to independence, but you guys kept that message vibrant and alive. So thank you guys.
Well, there's two things I want to say real quick before we cheers, because I know the cheers is like the it's gone, and so I like to get us off track real quick. But first off, I want to tell Jeff that don't worry, I have another costume change coming. Don't worry. But the other thing too is that I remember that when the sale occurred, before I'd even met you, as a matter of fact, I met the owners of Ballast Point for an interview, a formal interview for, at the time, West Coaster, and had a 2-part article because there was so much good information that was coming out.
Yeah.
But the thing that I really liked was that there were so many initiatives on the table. And now I met with them in February of 2020, and a lot of the things they had in store could not occur because of the things that happened with COVID. So it derailed a lot of the things you were doing. But at the same time, before all of that happened, I like the fact that the owners were getting to know the local brewing community, and they're from Chicago. So they were coming down here and actually, take me around. I want to be part of this. But I want to do it in a legitimate way where I want to know people.
Right.
And I really respected that. And they wanted to bring back, classic brands, but not with some of the generic, Constellation brand names that had been affixed to some of these brands as well, and bring back some of the former glory, but really more than anything, just kind of be a local brewery again, even though it's like, we're large, like say a Stone or a Green Flash or whatever it might be, like a larger size brewery with bigger production capabilities, but we still want to, at the end of the day, be a local brewery.
Yeah.
And I was really inspired by that. And that's before any kind of even interaction with this show and you and other people, but it left me feeling, as a San Diegan who's covered beer for 14, 15 years, like maybe we could get him back. This sounds really legitimate. I'm really enthused by this. And everything I've seen so far has been just along those lines. But unfortunately, it could not be to the degree that they wanted it to be because of COVID. So I am so encouraged and just really glad that they're trying to bring it back. I'm glad people like you were involved, and others within the organization, and that you bring it back to the people on the floor like you're talking about. I think that's incredible, and the beer at the end of the day will speak volumes. I've liked the beer that have come out, so I look forward to seeing what you can do. And when you get to bust the pandemic training wheels off, it's going to be really neat, because that'll be the real deal, and we'll see what you guys can do in a regular environment.
Yeah.
And I think that it will hopefully allay a lot of concerns. I mean, it's up to you guys at the end of the day, but I have a lot of faith. So,
well, thank you.
And speaking of faith, keep the faith. I will change my shirt.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Thank you for letting
me. And get on the real shit about things, about keeping the faith. If you need a producer, I am available.
Yes, right in the face of their great producer. You already know.
Wow.
I bring lights and everything.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, yeah, dude. Hey, listen, thank you guys so much. And Abel, hell yeah, with those sort of that light show and hopefully pyrotechnics, you're in.
Nice.
Yes.
Cheers to you, Jeff.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers to Ballast Point.
Love you.
Thank you
You
for
guys.
all
Love
of
you,
your support. Have a
Just-
great night, sir. We appreciate
Thanks
you
for
being
being
on.
on.
Thank you so much. I'm
FYI,
honored.
Mujeres is doing an event with Ballast Point for Beer Week. Look for
All
that, you
right.
guys.
Allegedly.
No,
Read
there's
about
no
it on
allegedly.
San Diego Beer
There's
News.
no allegedly. It's
That's
happening.
what Brandon
It's happening.
writes about it. All right, you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much. Thank you.
Bye,
Have a
Jeff.
good
Love you.
Love you.
So-
Love you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you guys had did.
Thanks, bud.
Bye.
This train's picking up speed, and we got
Yeah,
no time
let's go.
for any
Let's
hesitation.
go. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fine folks behind the best tap house in National City,
They are fine.
Machete Beer House, is here to.
Machete. Machete.
What'd I say?
Man, I wish I lived closer to you all.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have
You-
always
you-
been. Go ahead.
You might have heard me mention Machete once or twice on the show. To the
Yeah,
point
you
where
love
people
knives.
were to the point where people were asking me if I was an employee of the place. Not an employee in any way, shape, or form. Just a huge fan of you guys, and I was super happy when you guys like, yes, we want to be on the show. I was like, yes. I might have been there this morning getting coffee, but anyway, yes, yes. Yeah, I'm like, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us what's happening with Machete and any new comings that you guys have right now?
Yeah. So we're still a beer bar.
Yeah,
Mostly.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're still trying to showcase the best beers from San Diego, from across the border, and from across the nation. So that's always exciting. In terms of what's to come, we are just staying consistent. We're really staying consistent. We're listening to our audience, and I think listening to your audience is kind of like the best thing you can do because they're the people coming through that door. So yeah, definitely things are good. Things are good. We survived the pandemic. We're happy.
Right. And we did some cool things that came out of that, like you said, the coffee. So we have the coffee.
I was gonna say, can you tell people about the coffee? That's what I was talking about.
We have a coffee shop there. It's a coffee cart that's inside of Machete. It's open 7 to 2 weekdays and 8 to 1 on weekends on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, right now we have Moto Coffee that we serve, and we're planning to get other local roasteries, which we're getting to know more and more, like really small micro roasteries that we can bring in hopefully soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
People are requesting to see Benito also. Just FYI.
That's yes, exactly. A very important request here. So, how much more complicated? There you go, the baby monitor. It's sleeping. That's awesome.
That's not quite what we were going for, but we'll take what we can get.
Probably looking for a little more energy, right? But
yeah. All good.
How much complications?
Stylized pictures and stuff like that.
How much complications were added to your business by adding a whole other thing? I mean, coffee shops are a thing, and being a tap house is a thing. You crammed them both together. How much more is it complicated? Is it for you guys?
It's basically it's another business. We run it like another business. We have the employees; they're separate from the bar employees, and it's basically running another business. So. Yeah, I don't know how if that answers your question, but
yeah, I mean, really, what I was trying to make sure that you had a chance to convey that it's not easy to just add an entire entity inside your normal business. And was that something that you did because of COVID, or was that always in the plans before we ran into the pandemic?
It wasn't the plans, but it kind of kicked us into gear, so to say. We had been talking about opening a coffee shop in National City for years, honestly, and we never really thought about putting it in Machete because just different logistical things we didn't think were ideal. And during the pandemic, we were just like, well, whatever logistical things might exist,
We had a lot
Okay.
of time to think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
employees busy, and
Yeah.
if one of our employees from the bar helped us with opening the coffee shop. He had a lot of experience in coffee, so that kept him busy, gave him some extra hours and some extra income.
But
Yes.
honestly, some people just don't leave Machete now. You know, they go there for their morning coffee and then they go there, you know, in the afternoon for a beer.
It's
And
really nice that
I
I
don't
don't
know.
live
I don't
anywhere
know
near
who those
you.
people are at all. Caesar. I don't know. I don't know who those people are at all. But more than anything, I wanted to invite you guys on because you guys have always supported us. You guys have always been here for us, and we just want to say thank you as a show for always being there for us and for being like seriously supporters of the Indie Beer Show since day one. So, somebody put the best time you might not remember. They're not joking. Mikey, put that down. That is machete. The best time you might not remember.
You
That's
know,
awesome.
there was a time back when I worked for breweries that we had a little insular marketing group where a bunch of people who handled marketing for different breweries would get together, and we came down to Machete for one. We didn't get anything accomplished.
It's
We
never
really,
one.
we really
It's
didn't. Yeah,
never
and,
one.
and even Steve-O was there, and it was just like we were just messing with him the whole time. But
Oh,
it was great. But you run a tremendous establishment where you're at,
yeah,
and I love the fact that you take it from just having great beer to having beer that crosses borders, and it goes a degree further than it needs to necessarily, but it means something to you, and then therefore it means something to the people who visit, and you are enlightening people every day with what you do, and I think that's
absolutely.
really incredible. Again, I'm really glad I don't live close to there because it would be my home office and I would accomplish nothing. But I mean, everybody respects what you guys do, and
Absolutely.
it means a
Yeah.
lot to us that you respect what we do enough to come on today. So
Thank you.
thank you kindly.
Absolutely,
For sure.
absolutely.
Thank you,
Thank you guys
guys.
for
Thank
all
you.
for all you've done
Yeah.
with supporting independent beer. Cheers to that.
We just like to drink. That's all.
Hey,
You
that's
know.
enough.
Well, with good folks like yourself. Yes.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
Uh,
Salute.
Salud.
thank you for
Thank you so much,
everything
Joanne
you've
and
done
Eddie.
for
Yeah.
San Diego
Yeah.
beer community and for your support of our
Absolutely.
show. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it. Cheers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
Cheers.
you,
Thank you
guys.
all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
great night.
Give Benito a hug, please. Thank you. Give
I
Benito a
will.
hug.
Bye.
Yeah, it's very important. Hug the baby. Hug the baby. Oh my God.
He just
Okay.
turned one.
By the way,
He's the
my
cutest
new
little
nickname
baby.
is the Bebe.
You're welcome. I'm glad I can help. I'm
I have
glad
to
I
get a
can.
whole
Thank
new
you
hat
so
for
much.
that one.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh,
That's what I'm here for.
oh.
Welcome back, Abel.
Hey,
Uh,
Maddie just said, "LOL, Estela likes to drink." I think that's where the hashtag started at Machete, honestly.
huh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
And it
I
might
mean,
be back
is
after.
that where it started?
Was it with
Might
a
be.
photo of you like face down to your cinder block wall or something
I
like
don't
that?
know. I don't know. It might continue tomorrow at the Untapped Beer Festival. I don't know, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
know.
No. You know. You're just being nice. You know. You're drinking, lady. It's okay. It's okay.
All
That's what you.
right. All
I'm
right.
sorry. You can't pretend. You're going to. You're going to probably the best beer festival of this year since we haven't been able to have any good ones.
70 breweries, you guys.
Yeah, and
70.
like 10 of them are pretty fucking sweet.
I'm gonna say 15 are pretty.
Okay,
I was
that's
looking
all
at
right.
the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there for it. I'm there for it. So yeah, I'm
All right,
going to
so
explore for us, you guys.
earlier Brandon
Yes.
asked about like what is some one thing or two things that nobody knows about us on the show.
That's what I was talking about. I knew that we had a subject. I knew we had a subject on the table. Go ahead,
Like
sir.
I told you that. All right. Well, who
Well,
wants
I
to
mean,
start?
if Brandon asked that question, you should start.
Oh, I don't have an answer. I didn't think about it.
Well,
Well, I do have an interesting. I have a couple of interesting things. So you guys keep thinking.
Okay.
But this
I,
this
I'll
this
go
beer
first.
thing right here.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh
want to go
yeah.
first?
No.
Oh
No.
no,
Go.
please.
Go. If you
Nope,
have an
I'm
answer,
next.
go. If
Nope.
you have an answer,
Nope.
please go.
Nope. Nope.
no. Now
Okay.
it's you, Estella.
Don't
right.
force yourself on me, lady.
I'm really afraid of anything horror. Like I can't
Yes.
watch. I can't watch horror movies.
This is your favorite
But
time of year for movies. Yes,
I
indeed.
Let me turn off the bat light then. Hold on.
no,
Is
but
that better? Is that better?
this
Uh-huh.
is so this is a thing that people don't. Well, I've told a few people, but I'm legitimately scared of vampires, which is why I've never been to New Orleans, where my Saints play.
Hell.
Or
Oh,
watch
come
the movie
on, man.
Twilight. You never
Don't
watched
even.
the movie
Oh,
Twilight?
God.
You know
I
what?
get it.
I've never been bit in like 10 visits. It's great.
Hey, there's too many fucking vampires here. Abel, drink. There's too many
Yes.
fucking vampires here. Drink again. I
Some
like
are hot, and you wouldn't
I-
mind like having a little bit of neck
honestly.
thing going on.
Honestly, I'm scared of anything horror, but I love Halloween, which people don't understand. Um, but I can't handle anything scary. I won't go
Who
to
dat?
any scary houses. Like to the point where I didn't go into the haunted mansion at Disneyland on Halloween because I don't know what was gonna happen.
The same thing that happens the day before Halloween.
No,
A cutesy ride.
no.
That's amazing.
I
Is the
wasn't
room
gonna.
getting smaller?
Yes, yes.
Is it stretching?
Can you imagine the ride breaking down on her
Oh
in
my
the
God.
middle? Like right when the ghost goes, woo!
I know it's an irrational fear. I get it. It's an irrational, stupid fear of mine. But I will not go to any scary houses, haunted, any of that shit. No, get the fuck out. No, no, not gonna do it.
Know thyself. You know what?
No,
You
no.
know what you're not into? That's cool.
That's what I'm not into.
Did anybody listening catch how far that fucking Tatis home run was? He literally just hit it out of Dodger Stadium.
Caesar
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
said.
I'm engaged in this show.
I am too. But like Caesar said, he hit it out of the fucking stadium. Okay, carry on.
It's too late.
Oh, it's way too
for
late.
any of that.
Oh yeah, it is. So are you
Save it for 2022, bro?
Are you ready, Mr. Hernandez, to share yours, or you want me to go?
I want you to go.
Okay, so I've got two random facts about me.
Oh, okay.
The first one is, and I may have slipped at some point during this show. I don't know. 375 episodes. Sometimes you talk about things you don't remember. But I am a. Have I ever told you guys I'm a massive popsicle addict? I cannot.
Are they medicinal?
Wait, Esthela.
Yes.
What's the one thing I keep telling you never to say again?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's awesome.
Which
But,
I haven't said. He said it.
I know, I
He
did.
said it. He
Oh,
said it.
I thought it was
Audition.
never heard of her.
And
Never
that's
heard of
what.
her.
What makes it
Never heard of her. Yes.
what makes that joke even funnier is my favorite popsicle is a big stick, but you can't even get it anymore. So thank you,
my
Abel.
God.
At one time in my life, when I was a more avid skateboarder,
No,
I
I'm just
used
saying,
to.
I'm showing this because it's a big stick gang.
Yes, exactly. It is. I used to practice
Oh wow.
manuals on my skateboard while eating popsicles in my living room. Which, if you don't know anything about skateboarding, a manual is a wheelie. And so I would just stand in the living room doing wheelies on a skateboard. And I'm talking about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about when I was 40 fucking 5. This fat guy was standing in a living room, balancing on a skateboard, eating popsicles, and I easily eat 35, 40 popsicles a month. And it's horrible, and I just can't. I will never stop doing that.
Wait, how'd
It's
you have
not
time
horrible.
for pariah beer then?
Right? Exactly.
I'm very
Exactly.
confused right now.
On the flip side, it's really easy to eat a popsicle.
Brenda, can I get
So there you
one
go.
of those?
That's a weird, childish admission from my part.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, I think you can't top that.
I probably can't.
All right, let's do it.
So my thing that probably people don't know about me and this show is that I've never had a beer before the show. B.
You never pre-gamed the whole time.
Never.
I'm on the opposite side of that fence.
I'm sure, but that's okay.
Is that obvious?
I think that you know what that's the reason I bring it up is because that would be, I don't know, normal, and me, I'm not so normal. So like, A, I've never pregame. B, I've never had any food before the show, which probably explains how the end of the show goes down in flames when I did Sandy Denise and shit. Like, why is this guy slurring all his words and like he can't keep it together? Why are his questions getting so stupid, and why is everything he says like so rambling?
Oh my god!
That might be why. But then number 3 or C, if you're going by letters, is that I also run between 3 and 10 miles before I do the show. Right before I do the show.
Whoa!
So I'm very much like if you're Green Day fan, I'm very much like Mike Dirnt, and I get on the treadmill. If you're a Pearl Jam fan, like everyone should be, then I'm very much like Matt Cameron, and I run 5 miles before the show because it like gets me in the right mindset, and I'm right there. But you know what? That alcohol goes whoop.
Oh yeah.
And so if you ever wondered why, like, man, after Brian left, things started out good, but they went downhill fast.
Oh,
well, that is why.
We all know this.
So there you go. And if you ever, that's it. But man, you never seen a person like just mow down on some food like about 9:30 on a Thursday like me, because I also don't eat breakfast or lunch. So it's really like, whoa, time to go.
So you don't eat, then you run 5 miles.
Yeah.
And then somehow you can still talk after you've tried 4 beers in that state of condition. That's a pro. That's
Thanks,
a pro,
man.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You're an expert.
Like by the way, if you are listening and you're thinking to yourself, how can I get the most drunk by drinking beer? Here's what you do. Don't eat all day. Exercise heavily and then drink a bunch of beer. Blasted. Like
and then
or
try
a
to
rye.
change your shirt.
Or drink a lot of rye.
There you go. Or change your
and then Heather says, Brian or
Brandon.
sorry, Brandon, dinner is ready. It's just telling you.
You know, the funniest part is every time I come out of this room, almost every.
Wait, hold on. He had to go get dinner.
Oh shit.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
So almost every time I've ever come out of this room after the show, I open the door, and I'm exactly the furthest distance you can get from the living room. I hear snoring. It's like, now, if we're together, we're up all night. It's fine. It's no problem. But it's like that show. It's like,
Yeah, she's like, forget this.
I'm not waiting for that guy. Who knows how long that show will go? And that was kind of like one of the fun things about the show is like, who knows how long this show is going to go?
It depends who the guest was. Yeah, it depends who the guest was.
But we had some many great conversations that sometimes
Yeah.
went super duper long. She just gave up. She's like, I don't know how long it's going to go.
Yeah. Predicting when the show would end is futile.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Abel, can you put up Mikey's last comment?
I was like, where is it at? Oh,
I'm like,
Mike Piazza?
What? Why are we talking about Mark McGuire?
No.
Now that one?
Fun. He said fun fact.
This one.
Even flow. Nice man.
When you hit a plague in the stadium. What?
Yeah, if it goes outside of the stadium, you get a plaque in the stadium.
Oh, so
this home run.
So
Yeah.
dude,
I like the way that Brian just said.
I saw plague, but
Right. Thank you.
So no joke, Brandon. In the outfield, underneath the scoreboard at Chavez Ravine, there's a little roof. It landed on the very back of that roof and bounced out of the stadium.
Oh, holy shit!
And so that means
Take
if
that,
that's
Dodgers.
if that's true, I want to see this. I want to see this Tatis fucking plaque inside Dodger Stadium.
That'll happen.
That's beautiful.
No,
that's
well,
beautiful.
it will happen. But
It will happen.
Abel, something we don't know about you, friend. Fun fact.
No. I think we should go to our next guest.
All right,
No.
we'll save
Ready
it.
to go.
We'll save it for the next guest.
He's been
Ladies
waiting.
and gentlemen, our next
All
guest,
right.
you know and love him, the creator of the Indie Beer Show logo. Ladies and gentlemen, Rudy the artist.
Woo!
Rudy!
What's up, guys? Long time no see.
Dude, I haven't
I
seen
just
your.
saw you the other day, bro. Don't
That's
say
true.
I
that.
haven't. I haven't seen Rudy's face since I think since pre-COVID.
That was an awesome
No,
foursome.
we saw each other at a Good Seed. You know, we did
Oh
some
yes,
wings in the
yes.
parking lot.
The one in the parking lot, the
Yep.
drive-by.
Get the wings, just
Yes.
eat them up in the car.
That was the day that there was those like they were like hoagies that were soaked in some kind of super spicy sauce. They were fucking delicious.
Torta ahogadas.
There you go. Thank you.
Tortas ahogadas.
I could never pronounce it right, but
Estela knows what's up.
it was very tasty and nice to see you. And I think we even did like an air hug from inside the car,
Yeah.
outside the car,
Right.
because
I
it
think
was.
I did one. I was still holding a wing, and then I went like that.
There you go. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. A side air hug, but it was that was very at like the height of COVID, and vaccines weren't out yet. It wasn't hug time yet, but
Yeah, that seems like
thank
forever
you
ago.
for joining us, man.
Thank
The
you
whole
for having me.
point, the whole point of having you on the show is to thank you for your contributions to San Diego craft beer, the industry, and the community, let alone the support of our personal show and our personal efforts. When we started this show out of the ashes of the first show, I was really stoked and proud to be able to hire, at the time especially, the craft beer artist in town. And the fact that we were friends made it all even better. But
Even better, right?
I really appreciated your effort to help us get our graphics off the ground. Thank you for coming up with our killer logo, and
It was fun because I had a little bit of pressure just because I wanted to make it cool and obviously different than the previous show.
Which you also designed a logo for the first show,
right?
But whatever.
Yeah, so it came out well, I think, and you guys were happy with it. So right on.
I wasn't there, but I'm happy with it. After he took the fun out of it, do not consider his future members. But.
Oh my God, that's so awesome, man. I would guess if I was an audience member that didn't know what you've been doing since COVID, what the fuck have you been doing since COVID?
Shit, I've been
Rudy?
asking myself that question every day.
All right, bro. All right. First of all, explain to me what you explained the other day about the cryptocurrency.
Well, that's probably a whole nother show, but in a nutshell, it's just like basically digital. It's digital artwork geared towards cryptocurrency. So there's a whole market.
Are you going NFT on us?
Yeah, I released my first collection last Wednesday of NFTs.
Yeah,
rad.
So got my feet wet in that and spent the last 3 to probably longer months just researching it, watching YouTube videos, getting into that world.
Where all research in the world is done now on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. And Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot now because that seems to be where everybody's talking about it and where it's at. So it's just a perfect marriage of tech and art. For those who don't know, I used to design video games for 10 years. So that was kind of my realm that I lived in. So now what I'm exploring now is kind of going back to that. So I'm super stoked on it.
That's right. Patrick McElhenney asked, "What's an NFT?" And
I wanted to know that too.
So
NFT is a non-fungible token, which basically is
don't
fancy way to
don't funge it.
A fancy way to say an original. Yeah, an original digital art it's a fancy way to say that.
Yes.
And
verified and authenticated on the blockchain. Ooh,
authenticated, yeah. You almost said authorized.
I busted a Brian and said something weird.
Yes, it was rad. Thank you. And I'm glad I'm known for that because that just means that you understand my mind is thinking about 3 things at once. So for me personally, you always embodied what was right about the San Diego beer world.
Thank you, man.
You did it from the heart. You did it with passion. You did it with love. You're wearing what I believe
it was the
you
last
beer matrix. That's the last matrix. So this is what I believe that you were the most famous for was the San Diego Craft Beer Matrix designs. The rest of your stuff was awesome, and we're seeing some more. Yes, indeed, that happens.
So that's a plus for you guys. Or maybe not.
Yes, thank you, Amy. We love you.
Is
Bring her
that
back.
Amy?
Bring her back. Bring her back. Come on, there he is.
Hi.
That's right.
Why are you
You
hiding
just
her?
superimposed her
Yeah.
face on mine.
Yeah.
Probably better.
Right? Exactly.
I'm like, why are
I know
you hiding
that
her?
feeling. I know that feeling.
He likes to
I'm also stoked he went to full screen so I could give you props on your portable air conditioner. I love those
Oh
things.
man, our
I
place
have
is
one,
so small; it takes up so much room. But yeah, it's right here.
but it's worth its weight in gold, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
It's my friend Cooley. His name's Cooley.
Right on. I
What's
call
that
mine.
like?
That's right. I call mine R2 Freeze You. But they're
Why is his name
they're
not
awesome.
Coolio
Abel
with
doesn't like
dreadlocks?
it.
No,
Man,
no,
that is so cool.
Leo.
Yeah.
We're
that's right.
such fucking nerds, you guys.
I
Like
love it.
honestly, all of us
sure.
immediately
And,
had names for this. Oh my god.
And I think that's why we all
Like,
kind of click.
I can't handle.
So check this out real quick since it's near me. At least I can reach it. So this is an NFT that I printed for a collector.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I created this series of cards. There's 42 different cards, and each one has like a crypto expression or slang. So this one says whale. So whale in crypto terms means someone that has a bunch of money. So I had like a little subtitle that says the deepest pockets in the sea. So this is printed for a collector. They pay on top of what they did for the NFT. So it's another extra. I sign it. I'll mail it to them. So it's a different world.
So now they've got a physical and a digital piece of art
combo. Yes,
that's freaking sweet, man. Really, again, this whole parade is just about thanking those that helped us get to where we are.
Absolutely.
And
you too, man.
You were massively integral to our success. Obviously, without a logo, without branding, without design.
Did Brandon go get dinner now? He went.
Yes, right. Exactly. It would have been
He
a
has
lot. It
another
would have.
wardrobe change. He has another wardrobe.
Oh man, he turned into a dog.
But the dog's on. The dog's on. That's very important.
Dog.
Very important. Important. But all that being said, the reason why you're here is for us to thank you. And
thank you. Let me show you what's in here.
Yeah.
You see, little Strata.
Right
rocket.
on, Strata Rocket from North Park Beer
Strata
Co.
Rocket.
That is freaking sweet.
Super tasty.
Hey yo.
Yes.
Okay, so before we do a cheers and let you out of here, Christina Blake has a very important question, which is: do you have any pop-up galleries coming soon, or currently?
I was thinking about doing that. I don't know. Are people doing that? I don't know what people's thing is right now. So what I am doing is kind of collecting, just basically doing a lot of artwork to do some kind of gallery. But I was going to do it online. I don't know if people are ready to actually go and do it at a physical place. I'm not sure. So
I think we're close to wanting to do physically arty stuff again. I think, but I think starting digital might be in your best interest.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to be connected with what you're doing, and especially this new toe dip in the pool of NFT,
yes,
where do we go? Where do we check it out?
I'm rebuilding a website from scratch, and it's basically going to be whatever version of life I'm in. So Rudy 3.0, 4.0, but it's going to be rudytheartist.com.
Okay.
So I'm going to rebuild my portfolio and website, and that'll be kind of the main hub. But until then, you can find me on Instagram, Rudy the Artist, or Twitter, Rudy the Artist.
Well, I like some of the comments that have trickled in since then. Number one, from Leah at Hoppy Beer Gear. She wants to collaborate. I would expect that would be a good fit for you.
Nice.
Christina Blake wants to maybe link up for a Beer Week event.
Ooh,
Good idea. By then.
Around the corner, right?
And then more importantly,
Yes.
Daniel, who, again, just a great friend of the show, he'd go anywhere for you. So
Thanks, man.
I think I have demonstrated I would do the same. I can't go get it, but my favorite piece of art from your last iteration was the Happy Fun Time Death Star, and I bought the fucking original, and that shit's on my wall. So
well, I actually made 2 more Star Wars pieces that with my new little squirmy style that I haven't shown yet, but you may see those soon.
All right, man. So let's handle business. Rudy the Artist, you have been a great
Thank you for
support
having
to
me.
us. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you've done for SD Beer. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you for
follow me
coming on
around
the show.
town riding my bike. So, I stopped by Mujeres, I haven't been to society on my bike, but I'll be around.
We love you, dude.
Good
Thank you
seeing
for
you guys.
joining us, man.
Thank you,
All right.
Rudy. Thank you. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Wow.
That's a long wardrobe change, right?
Not only that, but there's no slowing this fucking train down. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
He may or may not have pants on.
I know he doesn't have pants on if we can't see his lower half.
One of my favorites on
from
we're going chest and above. Logos and above. Logos and above.
From Virgin Beer Co. and possibly even more importantly, the Emo Brown podcast.
Emo Brown, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cesar Torres.
Hey.
Yes, you are job, huh? Love you, man.
Hey, it's Robin Williams' 70th birthday. I thought that was appropriate.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh my God!
Thank you, Brandon.
This guy. I'm sorry. You could have been the only journalist in town, but you know what?
Oh my God!
How many wardrobe changes was I supposed to bring?
I want to say that's
Okay.
number 10 for him.
You're only like a side player, so it doesn't matter. Dude, you know I love you. I love you big time.
Side player is where I belong, my guy.
Yes. Oh my God. Support. That's what I do.
I mean, nice.
Oh my God.
Caesar,
Tier 1.
Caesar, what are you drinking there, friend?
An
Because
awesome beer.
Shout out to Ben and Woods.
Ben and Woods.
I'm part of that crew, right? I feel I'm part of that.
Are you a Tier 1 listener?
You know what? I coined the phrase Tier 1, so I'm legally allowed to use it.
Yeah.
When I'm up that early, it's to take care of my kid, not to listen to the radio.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So what Caesar's drinking is a collaboration beer with Ben and Woods from 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah.
I love those guys, man. We've been dying to work with them. We wanted to do earlier in the season. Timing didn't work out, but just a cool homage, a nice fun label.
Swag chain.
Shout out to Mackenzie.
Does that shit spin? That's the real question.
It would be real messy if it did right now. So.
Yes.
Let me get the contents out, and then I'm happy to show you.
All over the place. It's all over.
Oh my God, that's rad. So, what do you do? I know you hear this question all the time, but like officially for Virgin Beer, what do you do?
Officially, I am the sales executive for South County, San Diego. So I encompass everywhere from the 52 freeway down to the border. And then our sales manager, Dylan, covers everything from the 52 up to Camp Pendleton. And it also takes part into Temecula. We've sprouted into that area just a tiny bit. So it's been a crazy, crazy year. We surpassed our sales numbers from 2020 last month. And that's just incredible. We're growing at a crazy rate. It's crazy how much work we're putting in because we were selling out of all of our core beers from March all the way through August. And then Anthony and the guys just, not only did we bring on 2 more 60 barrel fermenters, so now we're at 6. We brought another 60 barrel bright, and now we're really just jamming them out right now and just kind of keeping the market flooded.
That is great, man. And I think it's all because Virgin won the Sorai Cup. I mean, I think if we really think about it, it just comes back to,
I've
me,
never heard of the Sorai
right?
Cup. Is that affiliated with the Indie Beer Show at all?
Do you
I
want,
didn't even know.
do you want me to read the script that you gave me right now, or should I save it for later?
We'll save that for later.
Virgin's success is
we actually have another question from a listener.
Uh-oh.
Mikey says, "What is Emo Brown Cast? What is that?
What's the Emo Brown podcast about?
Brown podcast."
Yes.
Honestly, it's something that started as just like a way for these guys to mess around, and it sprouted into something really amazing where we had a platform for the mayor of Chula Vista, the mayor of National City, different city council members, people that were on the school board, And then more importantly, we were able to showcase a lot of local business owners like Esthela and Mujeres, and
Hey,
you
hey.
know, and that really led to the support that we've gotten, to the point that we realized all the money coming in from Patreon and our sponsors were really, it was able to spearhead the nonprofit that we started. So there's 7 of us, all met through the podcast, and that growth the Emo Brown Foundation. And last year we did our first event almost exactly a year ago, and we raised $7,000 for 3 different families in 3 different schools in the South Bay community. And then just recently in August, we through our inaugural golf tournament, we were able to raise $25,000, and we're awarding 6 scholarships at the end of the month to some underprivileged kids from the South Bay community to further their development. And more importantly, instead of just giving them money, we're also allowing them to take part into our mentorship program, kind of teach them responsibility, organizational skills. We're very fortunate that a lot of our board members are educators, and that just kind of gives us a different ability to kind of provide for these kids.
That's
And
rad. Way to go.
for the people that are listening that may not know where to find all this info, where can they go to support this
Yeah, I
stuff?
mean,
Yeah.
emobrown.com right now.
That's what matters.
Yeah, at emo_ brown on Instagram. I mean, you can follow all the links there. That'll show you all of our episodes, all of our community sponsors, all of our events, and how to become a Patreon member. And again, all that money we funnel directly into the nonprofit. So, it's just a way for some of us that we're fortunate enough to do something that we can give back and provide for somebody else and give opportunities.
Well,
And
as someone
obviously, go ahead.
I'm sorry, as someone who spent my first 13 years of my life in Chula Vista, as somebody who's of lower income and struggling, I think it's amazing what you guys have done. I love what you've created on a formerly, like, it was an okay main drag when
Yeah.
I was growing up, but I love how just colorful and vibrant Third Avenue has become, and
Yeah.
what
Absolutely.
it's amazing. There's people behind it in so many different businesses who care about the community. And I've known you for a long time,
A really long time.
before you were even in beer, before I was even in beer.
Right.
And I just thought you were the most amazing person, and I still do. And I
Thank you,
love
brother.
that somebody like you's there, because people like you and Steve-O and Kevin and, like, just all these people, like, really care to make a difference when you don't really need to take time to do any of that. And it's really amazing. And y'all work for great companies to making great beer, and you're perpetuating that. But at the same time, you're making a difference for people who really need it. And, like, back
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I really had no idea what my future would be, or where I was going, or, like, what my community, like, as far as what my community could provide, was about zero. So it's really
Yeah.
cool that somebody's making opportunities in Chula Vista for people who could have been me, 45 sorry, 45 years later. But I think it's amazing, and I love what you're
Yeah.
doing, and kudos to you, and thanks for being here to talk about it,
Thank
because
you.
it's a wonderful thing, and I commend you and Steve and everybody else.
This is our new Hellas Lager Bavarian Gold.
Hello.
That's also
Hey.
cool.
Yeah, man. And
Hey.
Anthony's a stud. His ego's too big, but thank you for that. I mean, we're just fortunate we're in that position, and honestly, the program's cool because we're also asking these kids that when they receive the scholarships, when they receive this guidance, that they come back and they show us how they're going to improve the community and how they're going to pass that opportunity along. So we want to make this a long-term commitment, and that's exciting to see what happens.
Awesome.
That is awesome. And don't cry. But
Jake,
our time.
shit, bro.
Jake just had surgery, man. I'm glad you're okay. He's feeling good to talk shit.
I know. It's crazy that he's even listening right now. We
we're all
love you,
going to
Noose.
go Livewire tonight, right?
Yeah, sure. You enjoy that.
I need
Natasha's already asleep. I'm
No,
fine.
no.
Okay. I guess this is me. I guess this is me.
We only have 2 minutes, Caesar. But before I let you go, I need to air high five that Tatis fucking home run, hitting it out of the stadium at Chavez Racine. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Cesar Torres, amazing member of the San Diego craft beer industry and community. You give back You
Mira el
help other
guapo.
people.
Mira el guapo.
Well, I'm not.
Whoa, 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 whoa! All right.
I mean, I will admit he's got a good stash, but cheers to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the
Cheers,
show.
friend.
We fucking
Love
love
you
you, dude.
guys. Love you guys. Thank you for all that you've done. And actually, that's before I walk off, I want to ask you guys, what do you feel about the impact that you've got to make on the community while you've been here? The food drive, the Sorai Cup, and what does that mean to you guys after you leave this behind? How do you feel about the impact you've made? Because you've made a great one, and we're fortunate that we've had you, and we love
first
you.
of all, I'm still like available for any podcast show producer. Anybody wants to, that's my
Isn't it the third time that you've offered yourself a job?
Oh, bro, tell me. Trust me. It's like if I wasn't living in El Cajon Boulevard, I'd be a whore.
Thank you, Abel. Comment of the show.
We should talk after the show.
in a dark alley somewhere. Yes. Oh my God, that's so awesome.
So
I like the light. I don't want no
yeah.
dark.
Yeah. Honestly, though, Caesar is an amazing person in beer. He's a wonderful individual. We give each other a bunch of shit. I hate him. He hates me, but we hang out all the time.
I just found that out.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, guys.
To address Caesar's question,
yeah,
I'm really proud of all of the impact we have had in being able to help those less fortunate than us. We're all really lucky that we're able to live in a city like San Diego and survive. It's not easy here, and the help that we've been able to provide other people, especially we've been mainly focused on supporting food charities, Mama's Kitchen, San Diego Food Bank, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Really proud of that, and I am hopeful and optimistic.
We're not stopping that, though, right?
The food drive will continue. So the San Diego Holiday Food Drive will continue. I saw Greg Prince asked earlier in the show. The food drive will continue. I maybe. If COVID ever really goes away, maybe the Sorai Cup could come back. It's just not the type of. I don't think it's the environment when we're suffering from a pandemic to put breweries against each other. That's not the right. That's not the right feel. We should be about.
You don't want to have a chastity, and everybody shares the drink out of it.
I mean, I think you mean chalice, not chastity. But that part is okay. But really, I just
cut off.
Yes, right. It's not the he cut himself off. Yes,
that's best producer extraordinaire.
It's not the right environment. I don't think it's the right environment really for contests. Although
come back,
it is absolutely now that we're safe enough to interact publicly. And we've kind of proven that we have a method to keep everyone safe. Vaccination and being masked and protecting yourself. I think it's really important that we bring back the in-person food drive. So that will be happening. Will it be the same capacity? We'll find out very soon. A lot of that depends on the company that Abel works for and or one of the other breweries that have offered to partner with me in the past. But the San Diego the San Diego Holiday Food Drive will live on. It is a matter of how big it will be, and hopefully, most importantly, we'll be able to help some people. So, let's make it official. I'm sorry, Esthela, she's gonna die right now, but we not literally, just allergy wise. Caesar, we love you. Thank you for everything you've done for the community and industry.
Love you, my friends.
Hey.
Cheers to you, sir, and thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Keep being you, please.
Thank you, buddy.
I mean that.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. You have a great night. It's time for the
Oh, whoops.
I'm like,
I know. So my can's empty. I'm just making sure we give it a shout out. As far as hazy juice and beer puns go, Juice and Voorhees, pretty fucking good, Pariah. I got to give you props on that one. It's their holiday IPA, and go get it if you can. They are low, as as all of their beers sell out, this one is particularly a little low right now. But they still have the cold box, not the cold box, the self-serve fridge is still full. That's probably 7 cases max. So a week or so, and this beer will be gone. But for
Some
whatever
of the best can art I've seen in a million years.
the can art,
without infringing on
Dude,
trademark,
that can art's
it's
great.
like, whoa, you rock that.
yeah, they really brought that together. Also, he accidentally, sure, this beer is so smooth. Like I don't know that like a lot of Pryor beers have a nice bitter bite. Like even though they're hazy, this particular beer I would say has a very neutral finish. And what I mean by that is not sweet, not bitter. Leaves your mouth in a very like ready to taste anything type of area. So love it. Crushable.
I've been crushing it for a while.
Had
You
3
can
tonight.
tell.
So I'm on beer 7 now, but whatever. Such is life. What are we holding up here?
This is the event that we had tonight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It's for ovarian cancer, and yeah, they wanted me to go receive it really quick. I'm sorry, guys. So
No, it's okay. Go receive your damn awards when you
When
have
you
to.
do for something good.
And also
No,
very good.
I'm really mad at you.
I'm sorry. I started sneezing, and they're like, "Come here, real quick." I'm like, "Okay,
Yes.
cool."
Well, we got to keep this parade marching.
Well, apparently you're not allowed to cry, so you can sneeze all you want, but you can't cry.
Don't cry.
I
I
only
can't
cried
tell
once.
you
on your case about
cried
that.
More
once.
shots.
I only
Okay,
cried
well,
once.
That's really
Ladies,
great, Esthela.
absolutely, and thank you for helping your community. And yes,
Yes.
it's the only beer you've drank tonight, so you can have a second.
This
It's-
is a 10% beer, you guys.
Yeah.
Wait.
Chill.
Oh, that wet hop one?
No, this is a different beer.
Oh, okay.
So is this one.
Wet hop
This
milk
is-
should not be
right now.
10%.
This is a 10%
Yeah.
beer right now.
Yes, right.
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
friend of the show, San Diego's own beer historian,
A lovely woman. In
a lovely
every
woman,
regard.
absolutely. Judith Downey joins us.
Yay! I've been waiting for this.
Yes.
I love you.
Now
Oh my
you're
God.
scaring me.
Right, Judith. Thank you so much for joining us. You have always been a wonderful supporter of the show, but personally, my favorite connection with you is when we actually did a beer history of San Diego show.
Yeah.
Where we kind of went from the 1800s to, let's say, the opening of Karl Strauss and maybe into Pizza Port a little bit, like the early industry of San Diego beer. The biggest question I have for you is, why did you decide to fall down this rabbit hole of San Diego beer history?
Because it's rad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of it is simply because I'm a historian at heart, and a hoarder. So that gives me an excuse to hoard things, is to save them for history. And the question just came up at the university when we started the engineering program about, well, who's saving San Diego beer history because so much is going on. And we didn't know. And I said, well, I'll go find out. And I found out that nobody really was actively saving beer history, at least not in a place where people could see it publicly. I mean, there's lots of collectors who have their own little hoards. And so that kind of launched me down the rabbit hole. And being somebody who wasn't really drinking beer when I started, Esthela now knows I drink beer because I come down to her house and drink. And but also a lot of it is the collaboration, the camaraderie, and the charity support. I'm real big on supporting charities where I can, and Sir ISUDS and the food drive and the collaboration between the different breweries and supporting each other. And when somebody has an issue, everybody steps up. I mean, why shouldn't that be saved? Why shouldn't that be celebrated? So.
And especially that second part, that's what I find awesome about what your effort is, that you're not just categorizing. Your intention is for this history to be seen and felt and celebrated, especially, and that's um, one of my favorite things about your effort. And
Yeah.
I know that there was a pause for a little while when COVID first started, but are you like at your full operational capacity again, or are you kind of doing it in a restricted way?
It's somewhat restricted. The campus is still kind of in a hybrid mode. So we do have students on campus, but we're wearing masks in the building. Everybody's supposed to be vaccinated. Um, there was that article that came out in the San Diego Union Tribune about 3 weeks ago now, and then KPBS did a spot on us, which were both greatly appreciated. But they made us sound like we're a museum, and we know that there's an ongoing effort to fund the Beer Museum of San Diego.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a lot of people reaching out to me going, well, I want to come and tour. I want, when are your exhibits open? I'm going, I have a case. That's it. One glass case with a few things in it.
Yeah.
And the rest is in boxes because during COVID, a lot of people, some who I'm sure are listening tonight, cleared out their closets and their cupboards and called me up and said, hey, Judith, I've got a whole bunch of growlers to give you and other stuff. And so I not only go and pick it up and try to catch people like Esthela, who's still in my book for not sitting down and doing an oral history with me yet, or any of you other guys as well. But
Judith,
I'm willing and
Judith,
able.
we can
all
talk
right?
about this later.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
But I'm the only person doing all the picking it up and then organizing it and figuring out how to box it safely so it doesn't break. I mean, we're talking a lot of glassware here. Right now, current count is I have 160 growlers.
Nice.
Brian is a major contributor to that effort.
You're welcome, and you happen to come into the Plexus one day and ask for growlers at a perfect time where crowlers had taken over.
Yeah.
And mainly because of my love of craft beer and also the Sorai Cup, I had obviously a massive collection of growlers that I no longer needed. And unlike most of the public, I actually cleaned mine. So they weren't even rancid growlers. They were actually clean. And it was more than right. It was more than a joy to donate to your effort. And also my cabinet's very happy that I cleaned it out as well. I have always found your speaking voice pleasurable and elegant. I love hearing you speak. And again, like the history panel that we had you as a participant on, I wish we had the opportunity to do like a deeper dive on individual breweries. But if we were to do that, which brewery, and I know I'm not going to hold you to this statement, but which brewery do you, off the top of your head, which brewery do you think has one of the more interesting origination stories in San Diego currently today?
Oh, wow. Nobody's ever asked me that. Origination stories.
Wet and Reckless Brewing, I know.
Oh, wow. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, maybe we should take a poll and ask people who they think has got the most interesting origination story.
I think so too. So
I will say this for Mujeres Brew Club, she's always the speaker that I have for the very first class, and she does the history of beer, women in beer, which is always what we need to start with. So that's happening next month. If anybody wants to come, hang out with us.
Isn't it next week?
It's on Monday. It's on Monday, Judith. Yes. It's on Monday.
Make sure
which is technically next month, but next month is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. But if you've never heard Judith speak, her passion and just the way she talks about beer it's just amazing. And she just summons you in and you're just like entranced by her. And she's amazing. And the way that she explains it, and she just kind of folds you into the story of what beer is and women in beer, and just I can't say enough good things about you, Judith. And she always comes and hangs out here, and she volunteers all the time. And And I'm just like, I love you, Judith. I love you so much.
I didn't come on this show to have you guys talk nice about me. I wanted to
Yes.
say how
Oh, well,
you are. All right, Brandon. All right.
Well, let me tell you something terrible about Judith.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually have nothing to say terrible about her, but I will tell you that as somebody who writes about beer, a lot of people contact me all the time, and I'm a little skeptical every now and then. And when Judith hit me up the first time, I didn't really. She came out of the blue. I didn't really know what to make of her, and that happens a lot. So it wasn't like I was just naturally skeptical, but I didn't know what to make of her at first. But over the years, it's just been phenomenal, and no one's shown themselves to be truer or more just intent about being correct about the history of what's happened in San Diego. But not only that, the best thing about Judith is that she's a part of this community now, and she
Absolutely.
she cares about what's happening in the in the current place as well as what's going to occur. And
Yeah.
as a historian, I love the fact that she has an eye towards the future, and she's also somebody who's, I mean, she's somebody who doesn't even like drink a ton of beer. She drinks beer, she enjoys beer, she knows what she likes, but she's not just like, I just love all styles of beer. And I was always really into all beers from all walks of life and all the entire world. She's somebody who appreciates the passion that goes into everything that occurs within
Yeah.
the county
Absolutely.
from, say, like 1970 whatever, or even before that, all the way till now, and she wants to be involved in what occurs next.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing you can hope for a historian, to just be like, I've got everything from the beginning to the end,
Yeah.
and I don't know when the end is, but I'm in it and I'm here. And she knows the
Yeah.
people like Estella, and she cares, and it's the most you could ever hope for from somebody who is going to document the history
Absolutely.
of beer in this county.
Yeah.
So we love you, Judith. You're the best.
Absolutely love you, Judith. Go
Well
drink
done,
with her at
Brandon.
SeaWorld.
Well
Go
done,
drink with
Brandon.
her at SeaWorld. It's a really good time.
Oh, I haven't done it with her, but it is a good time.
I took her to the craft beer festival. Ooh,
I,
yes,
I, I would
yes.
drink with Judith at a hometown buffet or an Arby's, and I would have the best time of my life because she's that good.
Or a dark alley. Can we go to a dark alley?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
you know,
If we're
if
going
Shannon,
to a dark alley, we have to invite Shannon.
I was going to say, if
Shannon
Shannon's there,
has
then
to be
that's
there.
absolutely. But you
Shannon
know
and
what?
Pat and Val have to be there.
We're gonna have
But
to make it a dark alley in Julian. Then you find me one, we'll go there.
Oh my God, that's
I love
awesome.
it. I love it. I love
We'll
it.
start
But
showing Henrik how it's done.
you know, Judith cares, and that's the biggest thing that matters. So,
One, and I
kudos
think
to
that's
you.
I think that's why we kind of all latched on is your authenticness comes through right off the bat, and we could, like Brandon said, we couldn't ask for a better person to be a representative of SD Beer and
Be a beer
a
historian. Absolutely.
cataloger of everything that's happening around us. So the whole reason why you're here, I don't care what. Really, honestly, we don't care what you had to say. We brought you on the show to thank you. This whole show is about thanking our friends that have made an impact on us and our life, and you've made a major one, and you continue to.
Yeah.
To Judith Downey, the beer historian.
Yay!
We love you so much.
Love you so
Cheers
much.
to you, Judith. That's okay.
Oh,
That's all right. We're
it's
not.
okay. That's how much we love you.
We're drinking for you. Thank you
we're
so
just
much.
Happy you came on. We're just happy you came on for us. Thank you. Thank you, Judith.
Well,
Really
thank-
appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us, Judith.
Thank you all. It's been a long road for all of you. You've made a huge impact on the community. You will continue individually to make an impact. And I know there will be times where all these comets, all these shining shooting stars you are, will collide and we will have a supernova yet again.
Lovely. I love it. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you for your
Love
time.
you, Judith. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. See you Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a long time till you see Esthela.
Oh,
like
that
a
was
day.
great. I love that.
She's the best, you guys.
She is absolutely the best. So as we are coming close to 3 hours of this show,
Hey, this is like
We
no,
let
said
it
it's
all
been
this was
it's
gonna
been
be a
all
wonderful.
long
hang out,
show.
baby.
I've
So
had
the
way
It's
too many
time.
shots since then. Stop it.
I know, but we've done really good at having a parade of guests that have kept us distracted from the inevitable,
Yes.
which is we have to convey our thanks
What
to
about
everyone.
LSM?
Well, we're not done. We got one last guest. He'll be here in a second.
He's great.
So first of all, we talked about like what it's like who knows what about us.
Yeah. You still have to give us your hidden fact.
Yeah, dude.
Hold on.
So
I'm
what
going
is?
I love bats who are purple and shine.
No. Go through the. Sorry.
We do have a demand for one more wardrobe change from Brandon, though. I don't know if you
good,
have
I
one
got
more.
one.
I don't know if you have one in you, but if you have one in you, now is the time. We've got a couple minutes before our
Who wants
last
to
guest
know?
gets here.
Who wants to know?
It's actually Rudy who demanded another wardrobe change.
Well, as a matter of fact, I love all my teams, and I went in order. But I love the Padres. It's not. It's thankless, and it's really
Yes,
rough.
but it's
I
real love.
believe-
It's real love.
Yeah. You know, like if you notice, like I started out with a team that has given me a Super Bowl championship twice, and then I went to a team that has given it to me once, and then another team is like whatever, and then a team that is again whatever. But you know, the real thing that matters to me, and the thing that is very important to me at the
There's
end
a
of the day, is this. And
yes.
it's much more important to me. But you know, at the end of the day, it's all San Diego. It's all this, and it's been one of the most rewarding things of my entire life. I love that I got to spend so much time with you guys and that Astros fan who disappeared. But I love you guys, and it's been wonderful. And the fans who have been here, it's been fantastic because, you know, like I said, I've been writing about beer for 15 years, but you don't get the interaction that you get on this show, which I've really appreciated. So anybody who's ever made a comment, who's ever you know, like texted or whatever, it meant a lot to me. A lot of times you're just lonely. You're in the office like this, like you've seen The Office. This is it.
Yeah.
It's not exactly illustrious, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, I'm writing about things that I'm passionate about. So anytime that you ever made a comment, it's like, oh, that was cool, just know that that hit my heart in a big way, and it will continue to do so. So if you want to keep on watching Sandy Beer News, do so. But you know, Indie Beer Show was a really fun thing for me, and I'm really glad that I reached out to Brian and said, "Hey, I would really like to be part of the show if you don't mind." And he was so nice to let me
Mind.
do it. And Estella was nice enough. Estella was nice enough to say, "I guess so. It's fine with me."
I didn't even.
He's
So
got a,
when Brian texts me, he's like, Brandon wants to be on the show. I'm like, fucking seriously? That was my answer.
No,
I think
Like,
I
legit my
think
answer.
the exact words were Brandon fucking Hernandez wants to be on our show, and we were trying to play it cool and be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But
no, they were so nice. I did one episode with them, and I just thought it'd be great if I could do that as well, and it's been very rewarding. And it's been a lot of work. I mean, especially when Brian left, it became a lot of work. You know, because you take down from 4 to 3, right? So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it was always rewarding and fun, and the fans and Abel and Stella and even Brian after the fact was really fun.
I've
But
been
I
on.
love this group so much. I can't even put it into words. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Hey, you know, Brian, why don't you like put a cork in it? But I just really appreciate all three of y'all so much, as well as the people who watch the show. And as somebody who writes for a living, oftentimes you never know if anybody cares about anything you do. But on this show, I could tell that people cared, and I was reaching people that were like me and just cared about good beer and good people. And it's like, wow, that's how fantastic is that? So tonight is the culmination of that for me, and I just appreciate it. But Abel, you were an amazing person who I love so much, and I care about so much. Even if I like the Astros, I don't care. Uh, but thank you for wearing that Breed of the Rescue shirt. But you're one of the most authentic people I've ever known. Estella, you are an amazingly nice and just like a person who just wants everyone to be happy. And that means so much to me. I'm just gonna yeah, I'm stealing y'all's thunder. But
You say you weren't gonna make me cry, Brandon. Stop
but
it.
but I love to see you chasing your dreams. I love to be able to communicate that through the
Stop.
venue that I have as well. But
Stop.
but there's good people behind you who I also very much appreciate, and it's just really nice to see. It's so authentic, and that's fantastic. And thank you for everything you've given to me and made me feel better about myself and the things I do and all the support you've given to me, both of you. And then Brian, I thought you were a dick, but
I am a dick.
that's
What
a
do you?
joke.
I know. I know.
That's what the French call les joke. But I always thought Brian was a really dynamic force within the San Diego craft beer community who could accomplish a lot, and he did. And it was just really great to see him be adaptable, but at every point in the game, be concerned about what he could contribute to not only just breweries and people that he respected in the craft beer community, but also people who were less fortunate. That was the most pressing thing to me, and something that I was proud to be a part of, even though I didn't really get to do much. But when I worked at Society Brewing, it was great to be able to help to amplify your message because you really care about people. You have a background where uh, you understand people who have not been as fortunate as others, and you care enough to take the time year after year after year after year to help people out with that, with the best local nonprofit organizations. And and I would look at the numbers come in. I'd say, "Wow, Brian did a really good job," and society really helped with that. But really, Brian did a really good job. Uh, no discounting to society because we worked hard to help you out with that, but it really comes down to a human being who really cares about people and understands where they're at, and you did a great job. And I just want to say thank you so much to Brian for letting me be part of this. Thank you so much to Estella for being letting me be a part of this and just being such a nice person, both of you. And then Abel, we're real like we hang out, so you're like whatever. But um, Abel, I just can't tell you how sad I am that I don't work with you at Society
Look at
because
that handsome fellow. Look at him. Look at him.
I was
He's
so
single,
thrilled.
ladies.
I was
Single,
so thrilled.
ladies.
I was so thrilled when you came to Society, but it's really great to be your friend in so many different facets. I love you guys so much, all three of you, and I think you're wonderful people, and I think that you wear it on your sleeve, and here we are, right? You're like, wow, Brian's rad. Still is amazing. Abel is. I mean, you can't even touch that.
Oh my God. Brandon, shut the
But
fuck up. We said
well,
you weren't gonna make me cry today. Shut up.
well, well, I ran 7 miles today, so I don't got much left. Anyways, but I do
Can't
love
do
you
it
guys.
right now.
Abel,
Can't do
stop.
it.
Anyways, I love you guys, and it was really cool for someone like me, who's a nerd and a writer, to be able to spend time with you guys, and for 3 years, like I didn't even realize, just flew by, and you made my life, you made it work for my lupus and everything, and you brought me beers and let me be part of the show. So thank you very much.
And
And
a
I gotta go eat dinner.
yes, right.
I'm kidding. I don't have to go eat dinner.
You do, but Thank you, man. I'm not even going to address any of that shit because we still have a guest left to get through. Even though you just broke our hearts emotionally, it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
I fucking hate you guys.
we love you in a good way. But ladies and gentlemen, Liquor Store Mike, designer of the ABV T-shirt, friend of the show, helped
San
us out
Diego
with
Beer News logo.
San Diego Beer News logo, helped us out with
It's
graphics,
awesome.
graphic stuff along the way whenever we needed him. His only flaw is that he's a fucking Dodgers fan.
Hey, I respect that. I respect it.
Mr. Romero, thank you so much for joining us, man. And we love you and appreciate you.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the Cry Fest, friend.
Hey, how's it going,
Abel
there,
left.
guys?
It was. Yeah, we can hear you fine. It was all
Okay,
fun
cool.
and games until Brandon fucking broke us emotionally. But
Let's talk
you know,
about ABV smugglers. I love it.
so I wanted. This is why we wanted you to come on. Is I wanted to make sure you understood how fucking amazing the ABV smuggler design was. It really hit a great medium between our aesthetic and then also something completely different. Like at the same time, you really. It's like you're a fucking professional artist or something. You massage that shit in there. Yes, you dabble. Exactly. But I just wanted to thank you for the original design. It was really cool. Not only that, then when I retired in April, you made me my own fucking stupid little Brian Crusson logo, which was fucking cool as fuck as well. So as you've seen of the parade of people, you've been here for most of the show.
I have.
Our intention is really just we're just thanking everyone that helped us along the way, and you helped us out a lot. You've helped this lady insanely a lot since she opened Mujeres. Thank you for your creativity, your originality, and your support of us and the San Diego craft beer industry, man. I thank you.
Hey, I've been here for a minute, so give me a
Pre-cheers.
second.
Yes,
to gain my thoughts.
Yes, pre-cheers, and while you're gaining your thoughts, we've only got to hang out a little bit, but the times that we did, you're a pretty cool freaking dude for someone that is a reclusive artist. I mean, thank you.
He all right.
Like I said, you've only got one flaw, and it's all over here. But
hey, in
I mean,
season, he's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you get to like San Clemente area, the flaw goes away, which is fine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
But,
I only cross that line to go to the Disney. But yes.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun working with you guys. Like, I remember from the first time when Esthela was like, "Hey, these guys asked me to be on a beer podcast. Do you want to come watch me record?" And I was like, "I don't want to do that at all. That sounds terrible."
Right? Why would you do that?
I was like, I don't want to do that at all. And she was like, "Well, I might be able to get some like beers, like drinks will be on me." I was like, "I'm there."
Oh wait. You didn't say free beer.
You didn't say free beer, so let's see what's happening with this podcast. And you know what? It started off as that, and then the more as you guys grew as a podcast, it definitely was the go-to listen to during the work week. You guys were able to put a spin on the hoity-toityness of the beer industry, where you're just kind of like bringing it down to more understandable terms. Where if you didn't like it, you didn't like it, and you tell them exactly why. I know everybody here could break down why it's bad or why it's good, but with you guys were put in more layman's terms. Brian doesn't like coconut, and everybody knows that.
It should be right here. Beer Geek does not like coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
But,
pretty much.
I will
Hate coconut and mass production.
I, I don't know what's more famous, my hatred of coconut or my license plate. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's
Both
for
are San
me,
Diego staples.
right? Uh, I mean, I multiple times, even recently, I've still gotten chased down on the freeway by brewery trucks. Every single one of them. It's awesome. It's awesome. And then there's this other weird faction of my friends, or at least acquaintances and digital friends, that are like, "Aren't you afraid of having beer on your license plate?" And I'm like, "Wait, did you just tell me you drink and drive? Because no, I'm not afraid to have the word beer on my license plate because I'm not drunk, sir. Uh, I I belong to the Lyft and Uber generation, and when I drink, I pay someone $10 to take me there because
Oh
that's
man, you just live close to North Park.
well,
Yeah, I'm like,
in North Park I
bro.
I'm
walk.
like,
In North
Brian,
Park I walk.
our
But
Ubers cost us $4 or $5. Like, come on.
well,
Let's
I don't even take I don't take the $4 Uber. I walk.
Oh no,
but,
I do. I'm
but
not walking anywhere. I'm not walking anywhere.
but like if you're gonna go downtown, it's already gonna cost you $25 to park. That's one of your Ubers. Just fucking take an Uber or Lyft. Actually, I should say take a Lyft. Slightly better socially. I mean, like that much. But anyways,
We
the
are
point of
eating into LSM's time right now.
Yeah.
But I would just like to say that
Hey, this is your
I love what he does, and enough that when I decided to start a business, as a graphic designer by trade and a marketer by trade and a PR person by trade, I was like smart enough to know I got to get away from this. I need to go to somebody who can make something really cool for me as far as a logo and something to convey my brand. And the first person I thought about, and Estella didn't know I would say this, was Rick Store Mike. Like in an instance, I said he knows exactly what I need, and I will just be hands off. And what did it take? Like 5 minutes, a half an hour, and instantly, I had not even a great logo for my brand, but a secondary logo to boot. And I've always respected what you do, and like the ABV smuggler and
Yeah.
things like that. You are exactly what somebody wants if they just want to convey uh, everything they're all about in a way that people can grasp quickly. I
Yeah.
love that. It,
Yeah.
and it seems so simple. Logos seem so simple, brands seem
Yeah.
so simple, but this guy gets it, and it
Yeah.
kills me that he loves the Dodgers so much. But you know what? You know what? Respect, because you're in the playoffs and we're not.
Yep.
Whatever. But
Oh,
maybe next year will be fun. Next year will be a lot of fun. Okay, but you are a talented artist who does great work. So
my
thank you so much
hatred
for
of the
your
Dodgers is
contribution.
totally rooted in their success. Like fuck them for being so good. Okay, let's
Pretty
make it
much.
official. Mr.
Appreciate
Romero,
all you guys.
We love
we love you.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've done
Thank
for
you,
San
Mikey.
Diego beer.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, sir. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Cheers.
Drink it up.
Abel likes you too, even though he's not here.
Yeah.
He's here. He's just in the background.
I would say
No,
that tap that I got from Brandon it meant a lot because I respected what you did for the beer scene and to get someone of your notoriety to hit me and tell me that you wanted to work with me.
Oh.
Especially when times were rough at that point in time. This is mid-pandemic, and as a whole show, you guys don't understand what you guys did for people. Mid-pandemic, like it was rough for a lot of people out here, and you guys out here, you guys were doing it right, staying home, drinking at home, and giving us real live entertainment that and honestly social interaction that we were so desperately needing at the time. And
us too.
Yeah, you guys needed it. We needed it. All the Patreons, the fans, all the Facebook friends, everybody needed it just as much as you guys. And being able to tune in on Thursdays, have a few drinks, have a few laughs, maybe pass out on Zoom.
Right? Maybe.
Who's to
Maybe.
say?
Who's to say?
Who's
Exactly.
to say? Who's to say?
But that meant a lot, and it goes a long way to show you the type of people that you guys are, and you guys are good folks.
Yeah.
Brian,
Thank you, man.
like Brian, you when a lot of people were quiet during this last year, you had the gall to say something when things were going on, and you weren't quiet when a lot of breweries were, a lot of people in the beer industry were, and you stood up and said some stuff, and you were an ally when people needed some, and it goes a lot of way, and people don't forget, especially people like me don't forget that.
Wow, man. Thank you. I really believe in keeping people safe, and I had inside information. I mean, not exactly, but basically because I follow every fucking brewery in San Diego, I had inside information, and unfortunately, not all the breweries in San Diego handled the COVID situation in a way I respect.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was important to let people know what the difference was between the businesses that decided to err on the side of safety and those that decided to err on the side of money.
Yep.
And it sucked and sucks currently that there are some businesses that think that their dollar is more important than the safety of their clientele. It's a very short-sighted thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if your clientele fucking dies, you're not going to have a fucking client. But I appreciate that sentiment, man. I really do, and it's awesome that that was something I just did personally. That had nothing to do with the show, and I'm really glad that it resonated with people that I respect. So thank you, and I seriously, man, you're gonna make me do it again. No, you get it. Okay, do your final thing. Do your final thing. You're getting a second. You're getting a second cheers, motherfucker. But go ahead. Do your final comment.
Last and certainly least, Esthela.
Yes. That's awesome.
Only because we know you don't mean it.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So Abel better get his next shot ready, because here it comes.
Fuck you, bro.
You've done a lot. Esthela has been there since when I moved here 2006. She's been there ever since. She's been there since day one, and she's always been there for me when I needed her. When times were rough, she's always been there for me. And and that's why people, like, when people ask me, like, why'd I do stuff for Mujeres and the Indie Beer Show, I do it for Esthela, because I owe her for life. And
that's awesome.
More than anything is that everybody has touched on it before, where it's like having a brown voice in the beer scene is a big deal, and having a female brown voice in the industry is even bigger. And to see from you to Esthela likes to drink to where you're at now, like it goes night and day. Like it means a lot for a lot of people, and especially young Latinas that want to get in the industry right now. You're the fucking icon, and people are looking up to you and watching what you're doing and killing it. And I can't say more nice things to her. Like, honestly,
Yeah, no pressure or anything.
That was wonderful.
Really awesome.
No, first and foremost, fuck you, Mike. I hate that motherfucker.
Yes.
But I will say this. Mikey doesn't know how talented he is. He doesn't understand what an amazing artist that he is.
He should.
I love him and his fiance SP more than I can explain. And I'm so happy and so proud that I get to be at their wedding next year. I'm so excited for you guys. I love you guys more than I can even fucking begin to explain. But how much you guys have supported the show, how much you guys have supported me. I love you. I fucking hate the Dodgers, and I will fucking hate them until the day I die, motherfucker. SP, I love you, but I hate the Dodgers, and we know this. This has been an ongoing battle since the day we met. So
we can't possibly do better than that. We love you. Cheers, Mikey, for joining us.
Thank you, Mikey.
Really just hate the shirt you're wearing, but I love you, dude.
Hey, I love that guy. moon and back. I think that he is incredibly talented and amazing. And
He is.
Dodgers suck, but whatever. I love you, man.
Do you have another Dodgers shirt on underneath your
No,
free?
he did
Ah,
the
Vin,
Vince
yeah.
line.
Okay,
I respect
well,
Vince
I mean,
Scully. All
Yeah,
right,
no,
man.
exactly. We all
respect to Vin
respect
Scully.
Vin Scully. He got to do a Vin Scully line. This is a line that is right now, you guys. Is it sold
Wow.
out, Mikey? I don't even know.
Some of it's sold out, but it's still available. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
If
is
you go to
amazing.
vinscully.com, right? Vinscully.com.
Shopvinscully.com.
Shopvinscully.com.
Nice.
You can get if you're a Dodger fan, which we aren't, but I mean you could if you
Oh,
if you
don't
wanted to buy
pretend.
that shit.
I bet you get a like a closet like Dodger fixation, right?
No, we all know I'm not, but I just
I've been trying for
I
years.
I'm
Oh, I
a
believe
fan.
it now. Okay.
Thank you,
Not gonna happen.
thank
It's
you
not
so
gonna
much
happen.
for the
Okay.
Thank you
time,
guys
Mike.
for-
We really
Thank you,
appreciate it,
Mikey.
and
Thank you,
thank you for everything you've done for us and the
Oh,
San Diego
thank you,
craft
Mike.
beer community. Okay, one last thing.
Last question.
Mm.
You have a lot of fans that follow you guys and support you guys. Now that you guys are disbanding, where do you want us to go? Like, where do you want us to support? Where do you want to spend our Where do you want us to spend our Patreon dollars? Like, where do you want to like watch every week and stuff?
I'll handle that here in the upcoming few
Okay,
minutes,
cool.
sir.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
okay.
All part of the plan.
Hey, you know what, Mike? He's gonna ruin it.
I am. I'm gonna ruin it all. But thank you for your time, sir.
Happy trails, guys.
Hey, thank
Bye,
you for my
Mikey.
logo.
Thank you.
I love the San Diego Beer News logo. I love it.
Abel, you got to come back for the last comments, man.
Not even
Abel, our producer, is drunker than all of us combined. But
He's drinking Bullet. That's why.
right. So to close us out.
Wait, are we closing out now without him?
No,
Well,
we're not.
he's actually there. He's just not there. So
okay.
so what Mikey asked is how you guys could support all of our efforts as we break apart. So first off, Mujeres, fucking go there. They're in Encanto. Go to Mujeres Brew House.
No, we're not in Encanto.
I know you're in the
no,
barrio.
You know what? No breweries in Encanto.
That's the other thing. You're 6 blocks away. So go to Mujeres Brew House in the barrio.
Logan. Barrio Logan. Thank
and
you.
support her and drink Sam's beer. If you don't remember, Sam was the brewer from Chuck Alec, and then she did a small stint at 13 Point, and
also for Penny,
and for Penny,
and then she was at Bivouac, and now she's here.
But now
and she's a great brewer. Like,
I'm sorry,
really good brewer, and I'm very excited to go try her beer soon at Mujeres. Brandon is San Diego Beer.news is the conduit to his support. Abel, go to fucking Society, and I know this crappy brewery, and buy some of their beer. I say
really
crappy.
good.
I say crappy brewery with heavy laden sarcasm. They are, other than Pariah, the brewery that has supported me the most as far as my efforts in craft beer. They actually are the official host of the San Diego Holiday Beer Food Drive, or San Diego Beer Holiday Food Drive. Sorry, it's a long tag, but
you ain't got no chair, fool.
Right, exactly. So they're important.
But if you need another, if you need another like podcast to listen to, please listen to Emo Brown. Support
Absolutely,
Emo Brown. Great. Be a Patreon of Emo Brown. They're doing amazing things. They're fucking hilarious. I might be a guest every now and then on there too. Ooh. So you're not gonna get super sad to not listen to me because I'm on there. But
and
so shout out to Steve, Caesar,
Steve's listening.
all the boys. I love Emo Brown.
Nice.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Hi, friend.
I didn't know this was gonna happen, but if
well,
you
no,
like spending your money on beer stuff, like go to San Diego Beer at Patreon.
You're not gonna support indie beer show. Go support Emo Brown. Like seriously.
Or San Diego Beer News. They have a
We're all right. We're not. We're not all that.
What I like about your Patreon, Brandon, is that you get all the news stories an hour before they're published publicly. So
Or
if you're the
more
type
these days.
if you're
I've
the
changed
type
the
of
rank.
person, if you're the type of person that likes to know shit first, it's $5 a month. So we talked about Juice and Voorhees while you were distracted.
No,
but
no.
isn't that
Somebody's asking what I'm drinking.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
putting down
there you go.
thick.
what I'm drinking.
So she is drinking Juice and Voorhees from Pariah Brewing Co., which is still available. Really
Delicious.
awesome tie-in with the holiday. It's great. So we are closing out the show with
Abel?
Yeah, 3 hours later.
Abel's a little, let's say
Under the weather. Under the
drunk.
weather. Yeah.
Anyways,
He's fine.
we're closing.
He's fine.
We're closing out the show with thanking every single person, every single one that has ever given this show $1. And it's
Or
not
50
it's not
cents.
it's not a short list. So here we go. And I'm gonna highlight some of the people that have given us an incredible amount of money in their lifetime. So Johnny Rivera, Liz at Hopsbauer, who's going to get mentioned again later. Padres Jagoff, another podcast. Sean Cody, Cyrus Balut, or Balliot. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I hope I got it right. Scott Schmalbach, who actually opened a brewery later in the Orange County. $850 lifetime support. That's amazing. Greg Nagel.
What brewery?
Oh, Greg. What's up, dude?
I don't remember the name of his brewery. It didn't survive.
Okay.
It didn't survive. Greg Nagel from Four Brewers Podcast.
Greg, hi, friends.
Vance Arthurs. He's actually sent us beer that we've drank on the show before. Captain Eli, who just has one of the best names ever. I also
the Homebrew Summer.
My company also happened to remodel his house. That was a total coincidence, but it's cool. Roger Smith, who I'm actually friends with now. Love you, dude. Tom Kellanoi, however you pronounce his name, the guy from What's on Draft. He supported us a lot. Chris Bush, one of my best friends. Colin Salmon, me. Did you know I was a patron of the show?
Way to go, Brian.
Yeah.
I was a patron of the show.
Man.
Daniel Womack, who's in the house. Jared Rowley, who's in the house.
Hi.
Joaquin, the past president of Quav. Joseph
Hola, Joaquin.
Sokor.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Matt Knapp from Perfect Pour. Dan Diego's. Cool place if you want to get beer from Orange County down here in San Diego.
Awesome I go there.
Really cool spot.
Yeah.
Garen Varner, who not only is one of the most generous people in the world, he also supported us to the tune of $586 over his lifetime. Mike McGuire.
Wait. Garen also got me into beer before I wrote about beer and made me a beer writer.
Oh my God.
No joke, and I can't let that go.
He's an exceptional dude, and that's crazy that he's the precipice of your career.
I owe it to him.
Ryan Trim from Gravity Heights.
Ryan, hi. I love him.
Liquor Store Mike, who was just on. Juan Corrado. Casey Corrado. Let me drink about it podcast, which doesn't exist anymore. Sean McKenzie. Yuji Ashizawa, I'm sure I butchered your name. Very sorry. Nathaniel Webster, Ian Anderson, Oleg from Quaff. I'm never going to try to pronounce his last name. That's not even
great. He's great.
No, he's a great individual.
Amy Spackman, who's in the house.
Spackman.
Rudy, the artist, who's in the house. The Good Seed Food Company, who we love. Oscar Barron, Tyler Ferguson, Teresa Lopez, my wife's best friend. Dante Frioli, Sergio Nikos, the COVID-19 socially distanced Zorball LLC, thanks to Greg and Maggie, who made me say that 100 fucking times. I don't even know if they made you say it, but there you go.
They did.
Judith Downey, the beer historian who was just on the show. Doug Brown, Robert from 13 Point, who we love. Jess from Ale Tales.
Love you.
Over $300 lifetime support. Pacific Beer Chat, our friends up in Canuckle land. Greg Prince, Greg from Stone, not that one, but the other
Yes.
Greg.
Yeah.
$775 of lifetime support,
Holy shit,
plus
Greg.
plus half of the COVID-19 socially distanced Zorb ball, which was another $100. So major supporter.
Yeah.
Candace and Matt Babineau, $880 of support lifetime, and also was on the show.
I don't care about none of that. I love you guys.
Right? No, they're just awesome. Norman Carmichael, $404 lifetime support. Jason Sierra, OC Brew Girl, Mr. Peacock, not only let us record in his damn studio, but also supported us through Patreon.
And came on tonight, baby.
Exactly. Liz Bauer.
Hi, Liz.
Liz Bauer.
Hops Bauer and Liz Bauer, so personal and professional.
Yeah.
Our biggest supporter financially of all time at $1,145. Thank you, Liz. We fucking love you.
I loved you
Andrew,
anyway. I didn't even know.
Right? Exactly. Andrea Beagle, my wife, also was a patron of the show.
Hey.
Nick Horace, Jason Parr, $333.15. I don't know how the fuck 15 cents was part of it, but there you go, Jason. Thank you. Miguel Loza, $380 lifetime. Mike Sahagan, Alex Pena, Three Fogs Beer Co., Pariah Brewing, Brian and Krista. Not only did Pariah support us, but also Brian and Krista personally. James Ramsey, over $500 of support. Hoppy Craftsman Podcast, For Brewers Podcast. Ben Raymond, who was here.
He was here.
$582.50 of lifetime support. Amazing. Brian Good, who was here. $336 lifetime. John Allegretti, $800 lifetime. Bill Benzel, $525 lifetime. Craft Beer Ray, one of the biggest Instagram beer people in San Diego.
He all right.
He supported us. He supported us through 2 different shows. He's been a Patreon since 2017. Crazy.
The biggest thing is, like, even when I came on, he stuck around. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
He's an amazing person, and I love him. But
he's a good dude.
I said that.
We won't tell him.
Okay.
Don't worry, this is not being taped.
Yeah. Kenneth Learman at $654 of lifetime support, and then extra special shout out to literally the reason why I do craft beer podcasts, or did, the Perfect Pour podcast. These guys are in Fresno. They are more than 450 episodes deep with their podcast, and their love of craft beer was infectious, and it led to me taking this step of moving from a craft beer blogger to a craft beer podcaster, which I had no idea that it would be one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. So here we go.
Yeah.
This show would not have ever existed without Esthela. We both were a member of another show before this that crashed and burned, and I was very bitter at the time, and I was really considering just shutting the whole fucking thing down and fuck this shit. And this woman had the right words to say to me at the right time and encouraged me and us to continue. And that led to this show, and it has been incredibly rewarding. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Esthela. This experience has been amazing and fun and super rewarding, and none of it would have happened without you. Whether you believe that or not, that is the truth. So thank you. Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
Nope, you have to wait. Mr. Hernandez, I gotta get it all out at once or I'm not gonna. Mr. Hernandez, never in my wildest dreams at the time that you joined the show, even when you said, hey, let me come on, I'll do a news bit. I'll cover all the happenings of the beer news. Even when you did that the first time, I still had no thought that you would actually join the show. And like I said earlier in the show, we played it really cool when you were implying that you would want to be a full member of the show instead of a contributor. We played it real fucking cool. But internally, between me and Esthela, we were dancing like little schoolgirls and screaming in between from each other. So thank you so much for bringing not only your experience, but your credibility to the show, I really appreciate it. To Abel, who's not even showing his face right now,
Come on, man.
you had huge shoes to fill when you took over for David. I mean, you did. And little did I know, you had clown shoes feet, and your toes are sticking right out of those shoes, man. I mean, you, as David said, not only did you fill in, you took us to another level. Thank you, all three of you, for the funnest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you all.
We love you back. We really do. And
If-
if you hadn't created it, I don't think a lot of us would be here. So it means a lot. But Estella,
Yeah.
of all people, I think has the most to say. Really, because I just jumped onto that horse, but really it was like you two who made this thing happen.
So obviously it was Brian and myself, and we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Are we not gonna go on with this? Are we gonna go on with this? And I feel like our love of beer was why we went on. And honestly, like seriously, Beagle was like, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast, Estela?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bitch, let's go!" Like
that's the nuts and bolts.
like honestly, that's what happened 6 years ago or whatever the fuck it was, you know. And I didn't know what to expect from this, but it was honestly some of the best times in my life. And I'm sorry that we can't continue this. And it's not that we don't have listenership. It's not that we don't have viewership. It's just we're so consumed by everything else we have in our lives now.
It's time.
And I feel like we're still gonna hang out. You guys are still some of my best friends. And I'm not gonna cry because I hate all of you motherfuckers right now. I'm not gonna cry anymore. And Abel is not here, or else he would make me cry too. But it just it seems to me that we filled the void for people during an especially hard time, and all we did was drink beer and talk about beer, and that's all we needed to do, you guys. Like that's all I wanted to do, and that's all I needed to do. So yeah, fuck you guys. I love you.
I
So
love you. I love you.
cheers.
I love you
And
without the expletives.
yeah,
I really like
yeah,
you.
and just come and hang out with us. Like we're still drinking beer because that's what Estela does. Estela drinks beer, and Estela likes to drink.
It's
So
true. I
yeah,
attest to that.
yeah,
I
you know.
I'm seeing a suggestion from the Bobinos to have a potluck, and I really think that'd be exactly in line with everything we've ever done. And once things are a touch bit safer, we will
Yeah.
certainly entertain that. It'd be
Hey,
great.
is Abel still alive?
He's still here. He's still here. So I don't know if he'll pop in, but he's still definitely doing shit in the background.
Okay.
Brandon, your last chance for words ever.
I just want to say that you know, I
Don't make
work
me
two
cry,
jobs.
Brandon. Don't make me
I
cry.
won't. I won't. I Estella's whatever. But no, I worked two jobs for a long time to be able to make what I do and what I enjoy into my career, and I was able to do that. I was able to do that right before the pandemic, and then after that,
Yay!
but because craft beer is so compelling and San Diego beer is so compelling, I was able to make that still work and be able to be an advocate for that. And one of the most wonderful things was being able to take what I had created and to use this platform that was created by really wonderful people who care about beer, who care about San Diego, who care about the people who care about San Diego and beer, and just to kind of like elevate that. And I couldn't have done it alone. And I really appreciate y'all for doing it. I really appreciate all the good times that were provided by the likes of. You can't see him here right now, but his name is Abel. But he's a really nice guy. a really wonderful guy who just knows what he's doing, and he's understated, but he does a great job at what he does, and I love him, and I just love hanging out with him. But Estella, who's just a really outgoingly nice person, and you'd be hard pressed not to find somebody who likes her. You know what I mean? That's great. Like if you tried to find somebody who likes Brandon Hernandez, you might. It, it might take a while, and understandably so. But you know what? The fact that you can find so many people like Estella is not accidental. She's a good person who cares about her culture, her people, her friends, and her family. And I love the fact that she's able to present that in a business where you can not only perpetuate the good things that she loves in that regard, but also craft beer, heritage, and the place that she grew up like a block away. That's really amazing.
My
I mean,
parents' house is like right there.
the opportunity to do that is infinitesimally
Yeah.
low, and it's amazing. And so what she's doing is great. And you should check it out. And then Brian Beagle, what can I say? What can I
Bigs,
say about this guy?
bigs.
I didn't know what to make of this guy from the get go. I was like,
Yeah.
I I I don't even know this guy. But you know, Brian, I think that he does a really good job of making craft beer something accessible to a lot of people,
Absolutely.
locally and afar. And he carries the torch of San Diego craft beer, but at the same time, you're like, how easy is that? You know what I mean? Like
It's
when
not too tough.
I will be honest, I'm like, well, that's easy. It's not really hard until I got to know him, and I really realized how much heart is behind what he does, and that he takes it to a different level. And so I really respect the hell out of Brian, and I love him as a friend, and I think that what he does to take elevate craft beer, but at the same time help out people that he can identify with from a humanitarian perspective is amazing. And so thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Estella, thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Abel, I don't know where the hell you're at, but
We
I
love you too.
I love you and Danielle, but I didn't know what I was getting into when I did this. I just knew that you were doing good things, the two of you. Abel wasn't there yet, but that Estella and Brian were doing really good things, and I knew that it was something that I would love to be a part of if I could. And it's been very rewarding, and I've loved getting to talk to some really great people who take beer and use that as the medium to make good things happen. So that was all created by the two of you. And then I jumped on the bandwagon. So thank you very much. And I don't even know who Abel is. But,
It's all
but God bless you both. And it's been a meaningful time in my life. Thank you very much.
My God.
We're just gonna end the show.
Thank you. We have to end the show. But I want to read one last comment from Daniel Womack. First off, another great guy in San Diego Craft Beer, but he just said 3 genuinely kind souls on the show right now, and another off camera. Gonna miss the show, but can't wait to see you all around town for life. That is exactly what we want you guys to walk away from. Is that we're all still here. We're all still doing everything we love. We're just not doing it on camera, and we're all still going to have these same conversations, just without you guys. So we got to do it. But for the last time,
we're gonna dish. Don't you worry about it. We're gonna dish.
For the last time, I love you all. Thank you for listening to the Indie Beer Show. Thank you, and goodbye. Come on, Abel.
Abel, hit the button. I can't do everything.
Well, if
Abel died on his way to his home planet. It's really sad.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. So
Abel's not here.
Abel being gone, since he is the host, means we literally can't end the show. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna text him.
Oh, we can do all this stuff. This would be great.
Yeah, we can do all that, but let's see.
I can do it right now if you want.
The end.
Yeah, do it.
Credits.
You can do it.
Abel.
Ready? 1, a 2, a 3.
Wow. So
there you go.
Okay,
we're
so
not off air yet.
we're still live.
We're not off here. Yeah.
So because Abel's the host.